All right, let's first check if we're good. Oh, I didn't check. Sorry about that. Didn't realize I was listening to myself twice there. I think we should be fine. Hold on, I'm trying to pull up the live chat here, so you guys can be able to hear this. All right, you guys can. All right, guys, what is going on? This is your Angry Birds NASCAR fan, the Blue Jimmie 48 fan here, and well, do we have a stream for you tonight? It's gonna be a much different than what you're used to seeing here on this channel. I've never done this before, but this has been on my mind for a while. I'd figure, why not? Let's do it. I think Super Chat should be off for this stream. I'm thinking it should be, because hang on just 1 second. I'm just gonna fade this back here really fast. But anyway, tonight we are doing something I've kind of been wanting to do for quite a while. We are going to be rewatching the very first NASCAR race that I ever watched tonight, the 2006 Daytona 500. Obviously, I know this is kind of a last minute thing, but especially with the news yesterday, you know, hearing that my favorite driver, Jimmie Johnson, of course, unfortunately, he has the coronavirus along with his wife, Shani. So, it's been, I was absolutely heartbroken by the news yesterday, and Justin Allgaier is going to be driving the 48 car for tomorrow's Brickyard 400, which I know it's going to be a much different vibe without seeing Jimmie Johnson in that 48 car for the first time, I guess, since I think this is the first time in all of our years where the 48 has actually been on track, that Jimmie is not going to be able to make it. So that Jimmie's not going to be able to actually race that car. That's absolutely crazy. And this is also the first time, like, he hasn't been and as you can clearly hear, there's fireworks going on because it is 4th of July. So, and there's shit happening across my street. So I won't shut up about it. So hopefully what I have here tonight is hopefully gonna drown out that. So if not, I mean, I'm eventually gonna get some noise compression thing and all that. So so yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a different vibe we got tonight. Yeah. Hang on just 1 second. I am first off going to say, I don't know why Super Chat is not on for is still on for this stream, though. I don't understand why Super Chat's not on, because I am going to be playing somebody else's video, and I am going to be playing NASCAR's video, and I am also going to be playing some other things from another video from one of the OG reactors. I don't know why my Super Chat is enabled. It should be off. Oh, okay. I think there it is. Hold on. If you guys, I think if I refresh this, I think it should not be there. Because I'm trying not to make any money off of this video. The best way, if you guys are going to be willing to donate tonight, is through the top link in the description. that's honestly the safest way to do so, because if you send it through actual super, if you try to send it through actual super chat, then it's if you try to send actual super chat, it's not only going to take I'm only going to get 70% of the 70%, well, not only 70% of the revenue, but I think I might also be in some trouble here with NBC and all that stuff. So I'm really hoping I'm really hoping that's not going to be an issue. I mean, if the super chat icon is still there, I made sure to turn it off. I don't know how it's still on for some reason, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, saying hi to everybody in the chat. Hobbs, Sports Fanatic, Random KD, Racing Fan, Miko, Dog Warrior, Daniel, Augustin, Einers Eagle, Juan, TBR Games. Thank you guys so much to the 17 people watching the stream right now. D-Dog Dan as well. I saw him in chat just now. But anyway, to those who haven't already, make sure you lick the like button. So as we're about to get ready to play this race. So once again, super chats are not I highly recommend you do, if you are gonna donate in some way, help this channel out and help this channel going forward. I would highly recommend donating through the top link in the description. I would highly suggest using the top link in the description through Streamlabs right there. Be sure to put your name and all that stuff. So I make sure to get that notification that it's as safe as possible. It's not connected to my YouTube it's not connected directly to my YouTube. So I'll still be able to get the I will still be able to get the portion from that. So there's that. So yeah, no super chats are permitted for this live stream by any means. So. And I don't know what the hell happened to I don't know what the hell happened to the live count. Hopefully that'll start going up once we get this race going. But yeah, thoughts on today's Indy road course race today? I thought it was the Xfinity race, it was easily better than the IndyCar race for sure. The IndyCar race, it wasn't all that great. It really wasn't all that great, to be honest. Like, mostly came down to strategy. Did not like that at all. So, really did not like that at all. Justin Newgarden got 7th. Fortunately, he was off strategy. I was really hoping he was gonna try and pull with Scott Dixon there. Try to be on the same strategy as he was. So hopefully we would have been there possibly at the end of that thing. I knew Joseph wasn't going to win. I was just hoping that he could have honestly gotten a couple spots better if it wasn't for off strategy and everything. Power had a really bad day. Stalled on pit road. Same thing for Alexander Rossi. And a couple other pretty big names as well. I think having pretty bad days. Simon Pagenaud, he surprised me today. Simon Pagenaud really shocked me today. He started I think he started row 10 or something. I think he was around 20 and 22nd or something. But he managed to drive all the way up to finish 3rd. That's impressive. That's really impressive, especially for the fact that Simon Pagenaud did win the last Grand Prix over there. So there's that as well. So, but for the most part, IndyCar race, it was just meh. I mean, the Xfinity race, it was easily better. I honestly thought Cindric was going to be the car to beat, but especially there at the end. But he got into it with AJ Allmendinger and Chase Briscoe. I mean, Chase Briscoe took the lead, and then took advantage of a late mistake that he did. He went wide in the corner, and then a couple laps later, he sent it down 3 wide. Into that first turn with 2 to go. Really gutsy move by him, and paid off. Definitely paid off for him. So, so pretty cool to see. Pretty cool to see him with that getting the win. Pretty cool to see him get the win on that end. So, so yeah. So the reason why so really quickly before we dive on into this race, I'm gonna tell you like the significance behind this race. So my passion. So I began to like NASCAR at the age of 5. I'm sorry about the fireworks. This is so much shit happening right now. I even enabled noise suppression on everything. I don't know what the hell's going on with OBS, but yes, yeah. So anyway, getting back on track. As early as age 3, I started collecting NASCAR diecasts. My mom, my dad, they would buy diecasts for me. I think the first diecast I got was actually a Matt Kenseth 2003 DeWalt Ford Fusion. In the one, I think it was in the 1 in 64, but it wasn't like those how do you say it? It's not like an actual diecast model, but it's like one of them like little toy cars and everything, like the ones you kind of like pull back, the ones you like pull back and then you release it and then it moves fast and then it moves, that whole deal. Also a Kurt Busch one, I got his Rubbermaid scheme from that one as well. I don't know what the hell happened to those 2 diecasts. I'm pretty sure they might be jumbled up somewhere in my diecast collection. I don't know. I haven't checked really my diecast collection in quite a while. But if you guys help me reach 2,000 subscribers on the channel, which by the way, we are only 41 subscribers away from 2,000. So to anyone who's new, watch me for the first time, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Yeah, we're gonna be delving into memory lane here tonight. With what I've got planned. We're rewatching the 2006 Daytona 500. So there's that. Yeah, it's so there's that. Some of the early drivers. I mean, at the time, my dad was mostly the NASCAR guy. He liked Dale Earnhardt Jr. a lot. He liked Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart. Those drivers back in their prime. All that good jazz. So it just so happened. 2006. My mom and grandmother were inside. They were also with me at the time. My sister was a year and a half old, so my mom was taking care of her at the time, and me and my dad, we were scrolling through channels, and then all of a sudden we turn on NBC and the Daytona 500 is playing. So yeah, then all of a sudden the Daytona 500 is playing. So obviously I'm like, wait, Daddy, stop, leave this on. I'm really intrigued. I was very intrigued with what I was seeing on television, with the way the cars draft and everything. It was really something to behold. I mean, and just out of curiosity and just out of plain sight, I managed to somehow pick the winning car that day, and that just so happened to be Jimmie Johnson. And ever since that day, I have been nothing but a Jimmie Johnson fan and a diehard NASCAR fan since then. It's truly amazing how this one race has just honestly started it all, and with what I'm about to do tonight, we're basically going to be reliving that time period. We're going to be reliving that time. So, so without further ado, I don't think this needs no introduction. I think we need to get this race officially underway. So, all right. So I think you guys can actually see this thing. So, I think you guys can actually see it. Let me know. First off, let me know on. Okay, I'm gonna check this really fast here on the stream to make sure this looks good right now. By the way, shout out to King Cuervo 88, one of the OG, one of the OG reactors, or what? Not one of the OG reactors, or one of the OG race uploaders. Let me correct myself. We are, yeah. Shout out to him for all that for his uploads back then. Unfortunately, he's been dealing with quite a number of. Unfortunately, he's been. I remember. I think it was last year or something. I think he was having some issues or something. So, okay. The super chat's off. So, all right, the super chat. All right, super chats are off. So, that's very good to know. So. With that being said, let me know if this is I think this might be a little bit too zoomed in. I'm not sure. But if you guys don't mind it, I mean, I'm actually gonna be playing from this from here. The reason why is because there was a pre-race concert beforehand. I'm pretty sure you know that whole jazz, the usual pre-race stuff. I just want to get right on into. I just want to get right on into the race. So. So there's that. So we're gonna start. From this part here, and the first set here. If it's bad quality, I do have NASCAR's video. If you guys do want to actually watch, if you guys actually do want to switch over to that. So there's that on its own. But anyway, let's actually get this let's get this thing started. I'm so ready to go. I'm so ready to go back in time, man. I'm so ready to go back in time to this absolutely amazing day. So without any further ado, let's begin the 2006 Daytona 500.
NBC Sports is your ticket to the 48th annual running of the Daytona 500, the first race and the biggest race of the season. Let's check in with Matt Yoakum.
Greg Biffle has a July win here at Daytona, looking for his first 500 win, but the temperature is so different. What do you expect today with the colder temperature?
Well, I expect with the warmer temperatures, we saw the package spread out some.
Back when Greg Biffle was actually in his prime.
Guys, 3 wide and
coming off a really great 2005 campaign.
That's kind of unfortunate for me. I got my car set up, for handling real well in the low temperature. So we'll just have to see how National Guard runs today. But we'll just try and make it 2/3 of the way through the race. And,
fun fact: this is also NBC's last year doing the Daytona 500 before Fox took it over completely from 2007 on. Cousin Carl coming off a really great rookie season. I remember that 2005 Atlanta Fresh. That was not a good day. By the way, can you guys hear everything okay? Is everything okay? Can you hear everything?
Well, Jack was just telling me I was one of his dumbest and bravest drivers, so I guess that would be the case. So hopefully we'll get this Office Depot Ford to victory lane, and
let me know in the chat if everything sounds good.
Alan Bestwick. Mark Martin starts 10th in his 22nd and likely final Daytona 500. Pre-race thoughts?
Oh yeah, Mark Martin again, another final Daytona 500.
And when I sat down in that seat, it's like your favorite spot on the sofa. I mean, it's just like.
Well, I also shout out to Mark Martin for his recent appearance on the podcast. That was awesome. Really awesome of.
At Daytona, Kyle, is Petty Enterprises back?
We hope so. You know, obviously with Robbie,
that was really
and Todd
awesome
and
of Mark
Bobby
wanted
and
to be on
Paul
the
Andrews
podcast
with
the
that
other
group.
night.
But then when
By the way, I got
other
some
come on
water,
board,
so I am going to be talking
good
quite a
winner
bit
so
throughout
far
the
for,
stream. So
you know, Coca-Cola and Wells Fargo and Cheerios and Dodge and all these people. More importantly, for the guys at Evernham Engines who build our engines.
yeah,
and
that's
for the guys
correct.
at the Fab Shop and the
Mark's
guys
last
at Penny
500
Enterprise in
with
general. It's been a
Roush.
great year for us.
43 and 45 could win today, Bill. Thanks, Marty. Mark Martin isn't
Corey
the only
took
one
over,
settling into his seat. So is everyone else here at
Corey
Daytona.
took over,
now let's take you
what was it,
trackside
the
once again
01
and
car,
continue the
2007,
pre-race
that was on a
ceremonies
part-time
leading
schedule,
up
I think.
to the
Yeah,
Daytona
it was.
500.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I hope we
please
got our
rise
national
and
anthem.
remove your hats as the Joint Services Color Guard presents our nation's colors. Please remain standing as Dr. Ronald Durham, Greater Friendship Missionary Baptist Church of Daytona Beach, Florida, delivers today's invocation.
O Lord our God, who challenge us to run every race with patience, bless each car and driver today. Keep them from harm, be their mortal sight on the track laid before them, and bless them when the road seems long. Keep each driver through every bend in the road. Make their judgment as sound as steel as they move into position, and be their hands upon the wheel. Be their strength in every turn, and make them mindful in every mile how much they mean to you. Godspeed and amen.
And
Amen
now,
to that.
sing the national anthem, multi-Grammy award-winning member of the Black Eyed Peas, please welcome Fergie.
Back when Fergie could actually sing. Back when Fergie could actually sing. If you don't get that reference, I don't know what will.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streamed.
Look at McMurray, man. Back when Daytona had backstretch stands. Oh my God, those are the days. Those are the days, dude. Those are the days. Sport. Woo! Woo! I'll give her credit on that one. She belted out on that one. It's too bad her career was ruined 9 years later. Or 9 years later, I should say.
The infield jam-packed. About 200,000 people here, all ready to roar when the command to start the engines and the season is given. And it's next.
Best part about this whole thing is that it just goes right into it. No commercial breaks, none of that stuff. Oh, here comes the good old NASCAR NBC intro. Here it come, boys. Oh my God, this intro is so iconic, I swear. Oh, the nostalgia hit hard, dude. Whoa!
Today, it's the 48th running of the Daytona 500. Hi, everybody. Bill Weber along with Wally Dallenbach and Benny Parsons. Thanks for having us in for the race. Benny, you and I have been coming here together for about 10 years now, and I love it
By the way,
when
rest in
media comes
peace.
up to you and asks, what's it
We
mean
miss you, Benny.
to win the Daytona 500? Because it's a feeling you never forget.
It really isn't a feeling you ever forget. I talked to Eddie Wood this morning, one of the owners of the 21 car. His family raced on the beach, and they've been coming here ever since he was a child. His family has won this race 4 times. We were talking about this morning about this place. He said, no, it's not this place. It's the race. It's a Daytona 500. We all get
What is
chills.
that?
But, Wally, you can't do it alone. You need something you wouldn't know anything about. Friends.
Very nice, Weber. You're right. Yeah, we talk about drafting. You're going to hear this all day long about friends. If we go to our Home Depot virtual garage, I'll try to explain to you real quick.
Oh yeah, back the Home Depot virtual garage with the
You're in your car, you're pushing the air. There's a lot
2006
of
graphics, man. That was the shit, dude. That was the
I had
shit.
a friend like you, Weber, to come up and get on my bumper. That's going to take a little bit of air off my spoiler, and then the guy behind me doesn't have to push as much air. So as many cars as you can get lined up behind you, 2, 3, 4, 10, 15, you're going to be faster than a guy that's by himself or has less cars in the draft. So this is very, very important today. It's all about who your friends are.
All right. We have plenty
Hard
of
to
friends
believe
today,
about a
and
year
we're all
later
ready
we
for the
lost
4 most
BP
famous
and
words
Bobby
in
Hamilton
racing.
Sr. Yeah, I saw that tweet. I actually saw that tweet earlier about how ESPN screwed that up.
Actor James Caan, as he gives the most famous words in motorsports.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Yeah, 2005 Command was way better than that. Oh God, I'm sorry. But anyway, regardless, engines are fired. We're about ready to go.
These teams have been waiting for this moment since last Thursday. The fans have been waiting since last
What's going on, Gator?
It is time to go trackside, and we will go racing in the NASCAR.
Do you guys want me to keep it on this video? I mean, we'll just roll with it. I mean, if you guys want me to keep on this video, we'll just roll with it.
Daytona 500 is brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of NASCAR, and proud sponsors of Dale Earnhardt Jr. and the number 8 car. By Team Chevy, 25 of the last 34 NASCAR Manufacturers Championships and counting, Chevy, an American Revolution. By Napa Auto Parts, Napa, get the good stuff. And by the new Sprint, Sprint, yes you can.
All these slogans, man. Video quality is great. Should just keep it here. All right, bet. Oh yeah, back. Oh yeah, look at that. Back. Look at that. Look at that. It's so cool. Oh, it's Jay Leno.
Driving the Corvette pace car. It's a Chevy Corvette Z06.
So cool, man. So cool.
He looks bored. He said, let's go. I want to see what this Corvette will do.
Here they go. They're rolling.
Pit road and 43 guys behind him with the dream of trying to win the Daytona 500. It was 80 degrees in Daytona Beach yesterday, but that didn't stop.
I think it should be the max quality, if I'm not mistaken.
From hitting the track. There was no showboating from these two. They just had to make sure they survived the usual snow job riders get when they take off in Wally's World, driven by State Farm.
Up. Here comes Wally's World. This series was iconic as well.
Olympics in Torino, Italy, winning a silver medal in the half-pipe snowboarding. Gretchen Bleiler, welcome aboard.
I wish they brought stuff like this back nowadays.
For you guys, this is the Daytona 500. This is the biggest event for all these NASCAR drivers. Is this place cool or what?
This is so sick! Wally!
Yeah?
Let's go to the middle! Let's go to the middle!
I don't like the middle. Just think of the wall as a fluffy snowbank, not hard concrete.
I don't like the snowbank! I don't like the snowbank!
Okay, I got the silver now. Now I'm coming in and I'm going for the gold.
Oh my god. It's insane. Yeah.
I've got the gold.
Oh,
Hannah Teeter won a gold medal in the snowboard halfpipe. Welcome aboard.
I can't even speak right now.
Okay, here's the snowbank.
Typical reaction. Typical reaction every time.
How cool is it winning a gold medal?
It was so cool. Almost as cool as taking these turns.
Hannah, we are so proud of you and Gretchen for winning those medals this year. That is so cool. Thanks for coming, Daytona.
Yeah, USA!
And there they are in the flag stand, ready to wave the green flag for
O
the Daytona
_ Day 500
Oh.
Champ 15 just donated $50. Consider this an Independence Day gift, lol.
Oh my god, thank you, Day 500. Oh my god.
The cars on the track at the Daytona International Speedway.
Put in that,
ready for the start of the Daytona 500. Budweiser, the official beer of NASCAR, is the proud
Put in that,
Budweiser Pole Award.
put in that thing, Streamlabs thing to work. Thank you for that.
Jeff Burton for his pole.
Jeff Burton scored his pole.
In the Budweiser shootout in 2007. Here's the starting grid for the 48th running of the Daytona 500.
And here's the starting grid.
Next to three-time Daytona 500 winner, Jeff Gordon.
On the inside of row 2, Elliott Sadler, the winner of the first duel on Thursday, and Kyle Busch on the outside.
One of them.
Yeah, one of those duels.
Row 3, Jamie
McMurray on the outside, making his first start for Roush.
Sorry about that. Everybody will be watching row 4. That's where Dale
Bobby Labonte also making his first start with Richard Petty.
And welcome to Chad.
There's my boy.
Jimmie Johnson starts on the inside.
What's interesting about this race is that this is the race where Jimmy's crew chief was suspended. Jack and Alice at the time was suspended, so Darren Grubb is on the mound.
For Penske Racing today in the 2 and Casey Mears.
Yeah, Gator, it's fireworks in the background. I can't control what my neighbors do. But on 4th of July, we don't set off fireworks. We watch NASCAR.
On the outside, Ryan Newman.
Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin on the inside of row 9. Don't forget, he shocked the world when he won that Budweiser duel.
Another rookie in row 11, that's Reed Sorensen on the outside. Jeff Green changed cars to the 66 this year.
In row 12 and pretty fast right here. Ken Schrader on the inside. Looks that car to be very fast. On
I could lower my mic if I wanted to, but I can't do anything about the suppression.
Dale Jarrett starts in row 13 and shares that row with Jeremy Mayfield driving for Evernham Motorsports.
Yeah, I can't go back on that.
Inside of 14 and Kevin Harvick out of California on the outside.
Row 15, rookie Brent Sherman on the inside. On the outside, two-time winner here, Michael Waltrip.
In row 16, Kevin Page raced his way in. And rookie David
God damn it, I can fall for him again.
Inside of row 17, two-time Daytona 500 winner, Bill Elliott and Dave Blaney.
Kevin Hamlin. Crew chiefing for Dave Blaney. He would soon be Alex Bowman's current spotter.
Rookie Clint Boyer makes his 500 debut in the 07 car. Joe Nemechek will have to drop to the rear.
Yeah, Clint Boyer is also making his first start, I believe.
Inside of row 20, Sterling Marlin. He's won the 500. Travis Quapple, he would love to.
Sterling Marlin, Travis Quapple.
Inside 21, Hermie Sadler will make a start.
But literally, I did not know who Kirk Shelmerdine was before today. I'm not even joking.
Series champion Terry Labonte driving for
Terry, Texas Terry. He was actually one of my really favorites.
The Daytona 500, including
Wimmer, Scott Riggs. Bad season already. Paul Menard, Max Skinner, Randy LaJoy, Derek Cope, Kenny Wallace, Morgan Shepherd. Man, a lot of people did not qualify.
Joe Nemechek will have to drop to the rear of the field. Marlin's in a backup car. The other guys had to drop back for an engine change. Now you see the 20.
Oh wait, what's Harvick doing? What's Harvick doing?
Racing toward pit road. They have waved off the green flag because of
what's Harvick doing? Oh, he's got a bag on his camera.
That's on our camera.
Sure is.
We need to get that off.
Not even before the race starts.
So he's going to come in, and they'll get that off of there, and then we'll reload
What the hell?
and we'll be able to go racing in the Daytona 500.
We don't
Okay.
want to our viewers of a camera. So.
No, not on his car, not on Harvick's car.
Already we got problems.
NASCAR official and heads back out on the track.
I know, a bag, really?
He heads back out. Final stories from pit road. Let's start with Marty Snyder. Well, Bill, quietly, Matt Kenseth has become one of the Daytona Masters. In his top 10 in 3 of your last 4 races here, and he said, I have? I had no idea. He said, I feel like I'm still learning this place.
I have no idea where that bag... I really had no idea where that bag came from at all. The interesting thing about it was, it was very overcast that day, so there obviously must have been a lot of debris flying, I'm sure. Yeah, you see now Harvick's going back to his spot on the grid.
69 with Mark Donohue. Won a qualifying race here with Bobby Allison. A shootout with Rusty Wallace and an ARCA event even here with Ryan Newman. But he's never won the Great American Race at Daytona 500.
Do you think the 2006 season is underrated? I think it very well is. 2005 though, I think honestly produced a lot better. I think 2005. 2005, I think, was like the first time. I'll lower this down a little bit. 2005, I think, honestly had much better finishes, but 2006, I mean, it still had its moments, but I think it was a little bit of a better year. And it's not because of favoritism, but I just personally like 2006 more than 2005. That's just my opinion. But 2005 had some really great moments.
Sporting heroes are usually defined by victories on their game's greatest stage.
Back when Alan Bestwick was a pit reporter. Man, I want Alan Bestwick back in the booth where he belongs.
And this race, Daytona and the 500. Will a Gordon Jarrett or Earnhardt's legend grow today, or will a new driver join the club? Never forgotten names as
Pace car lights are off.
Winners. We're 500 miles from finding out. Bill?
Thanks, Alan. Hope you guys have a great day down there on pit road for the Daytona 500. 43 drivers.
All right, here they come. Here they come off of turn 4.
The #1 race on the NASCAR Nextel Cup circuit.
I'm gonna crank this up.
The pace car leads them out of turn 4. It will head for pit road. They will creep toward the green flag. It's our pleasure at NBC to take you to the green flag for the 2006 season. We'll be there for the Checkers and Homestead.
Into the zone they go. Green flag is out.
Daytona 500 live on NBC.
Here we come. Just get a pure sound of those cars. Oh my god. I miss these Gen 4 sounds, dude. I miss these Gen 4 sounds, bro. Oh, someone's slowing the back. Oh, we already lost a tire.
We've had tire issues throughout the week.
Green.
Jeff Green's car. He's trying to get to pit road.
Oh man!
We've seen a lot of the left rear tires doing that this week, BP.
Is that going to bring out a caution?
If it was
Is that going to bring out a caution?
Looks like the right side tires are up, and unbelievably, he was able to get through all those field of cars to get to pit road. And there you see your left rear, Wally.
I guess not.
All right, these guys are finally up to speed. Takes about a lap and a half.
Here they come, full song now.
Burton had the advantage here early, and when you're out front like that, you want to run right in the middle. You don't want to be on the bottom or the top. Give either one of those lanes an advantage. So Burton's kind of floating around. The longer he can do that, the longer he can lead.
He did lead the first lap. 5 bonus points for Jeff Burton, leading the first lap of the season.
We see the 31-38 on the, we call that the bottom of the racetrack. The 24 and 5, they're up on what we call the top of the racetrack. All week long, we've seen the bottom be the advantage.
That outside groover, that high line, just has not been able to go throughout speed.
These cars look so unstable right now. They look.
Has a new tire on the left rear, trying to get back up to speed.
This pack racing, I gotta say, like back in the early 2000s, like the cars were a lot more unstable back then. That's just my opinion.
Truex makes it 3 wide on the bottom.
We got 2 separate packs. We already got 2 separate packs.
Dave Burns.
And guys, on that leader, number 31, Jeff Burton, his crew chief Scott Miller told me this morning that bottom line is good, but you have to be able to hold the throttle wide open by the end of the run, or it doesn't.
Got to run on the high side.
Jeff Gordon now challenges for the lead. Marty.
Dave, you'll see a lot of this from Elliott Sadler today, running up front.
Try to side drop.
Going to fall back. Some of these teams will fall back, trying to avoid the big one, as we talked about in the countdown to green. Elliott said, absolutely not. I want to run up front as much as I can today. Alan?
Yeah, ditto for Jeff Gordon, Marty. He told me he wants to be in the top 5 all day, if at all possible.
And now the outside line's starting to fade.
It's better when it's near the front of the pack in the cleaner air.
Bump drafting down the backstretch.
Yep, we just saw Elliott Sadler bump draft the 31 car.
Yeah, here's the
room that they put between them.
Here's the other thing about this race. Oh, Jimmie tried to go 3 wide.
Oh, Jimmie just shouldered up to the middle of the racetrack. Woo! 48 of Jimmie Johnson. That's Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the red number 8.
Damn, Junior just got shuffled from that.
With a 26 car of Jamie McMurray. Matt?
BP, that's exactly where he was near the end of the Busch Series race on Saturday, in the middle. But Junior feels like they've got a great car for today. They've struggled all week with a tight condition and also a considerable wear issue on the right front. They feel like they've solved that with a little bit of tweak in the setup.
Busch Baker's been in top 10. Same thing for Martin Truex.
Teammate Martin Truex, who they expect to work together a lot today, is right on the inside. And the one car.
And these cars are driving really good for these drivers right now. I mean, they're still fresh tires. Actually being cool today helps a lot, puts a lot more grip in the racetrack. So these cars aren't sliding around right now as much as they would be if it were 80, 85 degrees out. So the conditions are pretty good.
The 24 of Jeff Gordon, the 8 of
Jeff
Dale
Gordon's
Earnhardt
trying to get that run again. Here they come.
Coming in here to start the season. Both have won.
But yet again, there's like no help on it. There's little. There's like less cars on the top side.
An update from Alan.
Yeah, Bill, on Thursday in his qualifying race here, Tony Stewart led
Johnson once again going 3 wide.
Out front. But when he got put back in traffic like he is now, it did not handle as well. He got put back there because of a pit stop mistake. Tony Stewart wants to get to the front and try and keep that car in clean air, although they know they're going to have to work hard to get there. Dave?
Alan, Kurt Busch in his first points race for that blue number 2 car, no longer Rusty Wallace's car. His car is actually running very good this week. And
screen blackout.
Roy McCauley told me we've got a solid top 10 car. We just need to use it carefully and wisely. Yeah, Bill?
Thanks, Dave. They're using your battering ram out there, BP.
They sure are.
Want to point out that because of the low ceiling today, heavy overcast in the Daytona Beach area, our helicopter not able to get up to the proper height. We're doing the best we can to bring you our onboard camera coverage.
Yeah, it was really overcast that day.
I'm impressed with the way he's hung in on the outside line in that 24.
Jeff Gordon's really making that outside work.
Right there on the outside. The 24 Gordon, 8 Earnhardt, and that 26 car of Jamie McMurray has been fast too. So see if they can. The problem is they got 3 wide behind them, and that's going to slow that group down.
I'm trying my best to keep an eye on chat here too.
If those 3 can't make that outside loop go, it's not going to go.
There's already a 3rd line, I think, forming too.
But see what happens is if your
there is.
starts to push,
Carl Edwards all the way up top.
Bottom, guys will start getting off the throttle, and that's when that outside groove will start pulling up. But it's a little bit too early for that, so we'll just have to keep an eye on it.
This is where you look for the teams to use the bump drafting strategy down the backstretch. Elliott Sadler in the 38 falls back in line behind Burton in the 31. Jimmie Johnson in the 48.
Look at the 99 up there, way up there. Carl Edwards, 3 wide.
His second full season driving for Jack Roush had a spectacular 2005. Jeff Burton started on the pole. He has led every lap, the first 8 laps. If trouble breaks out, won't break in. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.
Yeah, back then that was
Haven't missed a thing. Jeff Burton continues to lead in the Daytona 500. Chevrolet has had tremendous dominance in restrictor plate racing over the years. And here are the Chevy drivers to watch today. Gordon, a 3-time winner of the 500. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has a Daytona 500 win. Tony Stewart and Jimmie Johnson chasing their first Daytona 500 win. Jimmie Johnson is chasing it without his crew chief Chad Knaus, but they did have a team pep talk just before they took the green flag. Here's how it went.
Here we go.
Hey, Jimmy. I sure would like to stay down here in Daytona another day and just put off at California prep. Mr. H offered us to go out and hang out on a boat tonight, so let's see what we can do to join him. Guys, just do what we talked about in the meeting today. Be smooth and clean. Save it for the end.
Gordon got up to second on that outside.
I'm proud of you guys. You guys rock. Let's show the world what we're made of today.
Mr. H is team owner Rick
Nice
Hendrick.
suck there.
And the winner of this race, the car is put inside the Daytona USA, an attraction just outside the speedway, so all the team will be there in the morning.
Yeah, this was also back then when, like, Jimmie was actually good at plate tracks.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden, now it's just an afterthought.
Finally got to the inside behind the 31 car. What can he do about getting by Jeff Burton?
Yeah, by the way, happy 4th of July to everybody. To all my fans. Thank you guys are the best, man.
Normally shares the top of that pit box with crew chief Chad Knaus.
Jimmie Johnson on the bottom of the 48 car. And
Dale Jr. trying to side drive.
Jr.'s trying to bring that outside line back up to the front, right next to Jeff Burton, leading this race.
So far, cleaning green. Besides that tire that on the opening lap.
And red car on the inside was Carl Edwards as he tries to drive back to the front.
Yesterday in the 80-degree weather, we saw the Busch Series really break apart into a number of packs, but because it's cooler and there's a different aerodynamic package on these cars, basically most of them hanging in the lead pack.
Laps in now.
These guys behaving themselves. No overly aggressive driving, as Mike Helton talked about in the drivers' meeting.
Yeah, don't forget. This was the first year where the drivers were told to watch it in terms of like trying to like bump trap one another because NASCAR was something to give out penalties this race. I never knew that the first time I saw it.
To get up there and make a bid for the lead. But everybody's just holding their ground.
So while they continue to run like this, we'll take a break. Jeff Burton hasn't won since Phoenix in November of 2001, but he leads the Daytona 500.
We got it right. Oh!
Martin Truex Jr. has brushed the wall, bringing out the caution on lap 18.
No, not Truex. Oh man, what did he?
Let's go to Marty. Well, Bill Elliott Sadler.
All right, well, we got a caution.
Just a little bit tight. Tommy Baldwin, his crew chief, came on the radio and said, "You know what? That may be the win. Let's not adjust it too much. The 38 car is going to hit pit road half a round up on the track bar, trying to loosen that car out. 4 tires. Dave."
Leader Jeff Burton onto pit road now. His car was just a little bit tight, wouldn't turn the way he wanted it to, but no changes this time, Alan.
Well, Jeff Gordon feels like if his car can get out in front of the pack, he'll be hard to catch and hard to pass. Here's his pit crew's chance to do it right here, Matt.
The 2004 winner, Dale Earnhardt Jr. already in pit.
Burton stalled. Burton stalled.
A wedge and track bar adjustment. The car just to take on the tight side, and he's away. Will he beat him off pit road?
Oh, did Junior beat him?
The 38 gets him.
Nope, Junior beat him. Junior beat the 38 off pit road.
Earnhardt Jr. won the race off of pit road.
I don't know about that.
I'm sure you.
We'll have to go
to the
videotape.
Let's go to the video.
When we come back, we'll go to the
Maybe, I don't know, but the crowd got on their feet for that one.
48th annual Daytona 500. The field all pulling up behind the Chevrolet Corvette pace car here at Daytona. You're watching NASCAR on NBC. Field is
all right, so let's see what happened here.
Yeah, watch these two guys right here. You got 25
what happened to
on the
Martin
bottom,
Truex?
Brian Vickers in the 1 car. When Vickers just gets loose coming off of turn 2, you see him saving the car.
Come on, Vickers. What are you doing, bro?
25 car slowing down and moved. Here's a good shot from Denny Hamlin's
car. Come on, dude.
Just got squeezed into the
wall. What an asshole.
Squeezed up there.
Yeah, and he was our teammate.
Starts at the tail end of the longest line. The 27er Kirk Shelmerdine over the wall too fast. Tail end of the longest line. As we get ready to go.
Here we go. Restart.
Remind you to drink it down. Start it up.
Yeah, back then when single file restarts were a thing.
Proved that Elliott Sadler did in fact win the battle.
Yeah, so it turns out Elliott Sadler did win the race off pit road.
Gordon third, Jimmie Johnson fourth in the 48.
Can't trust computers, can you?
And they all jump from the top side to the bottom, just like that.
They win the race off pit road this year. He owes them dinner. He said,
hold on, you gotta wait. You gotta wait one more lap though.
I don't know if I want you to keep doing that or not.
Oh, he does, Marty. Trust me, he does.
You gotta wait one more lap though. You gotta wait one more lap though. If they stay like this, get your train emojis ready. Get your train emojis ready.
In his qualifying race.
Get your train emojis ready.
Well, we'll see if Junior's going to be patient.
It ain't this lap though, because they're not the full song.
I think Junior wants to get out front, lead this thing, but he's looking in the mirror right now. He's wondering if 24, Jeff Gordon's going to go with him if he pulls out.
Or if the 24 is going to try to hook up with his teammate, the 48, Jimmie Johnson, and go by both of them.
But that's what you're doing right now. You're looking out the windshield, you're looking out the mirror, you're going, man, I wonder if I should pull out, if these guys are going to go with me. If they don't, you can lose about 15 spots in one lap. Hey, B, what are they saying about the
Junior!
Had enough. He's going
Junior had enough!
He's going backwards, it looks like, Alan.
Yeah, I don't know if that was Junior's choice there, Wally, but...
Okay, I'm guessing we're holding off on the trains for now. Yeah, Junior just... I don't know what Junior was thinking with that move, but... As long as he gets back in line, I think he should be fine. Yep, and he does.
Because they bounce off another car on pit road and change the shape of those fenders and change the aerodynamics on the car. Gordon got away cleanly that time, but a moment of concern for his team.
Oh my God, that's mass. It's a big one now.
They just slice through the air the best that they can. And if you just dent one of these things, it's going to change the airflow. So it's very important to keep your fender, especially around the front tires.
Anyway, we coming down to the start-finish line. You know what time it is. Shout out to Darian. It's time for the choo-choo!
On the back of that 38 and get him a little bit loose, move him up off the bottom, and then he would go under him. Matt, what's going on with the 8?
Well, you're wondering whether he got hung out, which he did, but now he's waiting for his unofficial teammate, Tony Stewart, to catch up and see if they can hook up. His spotter, Steve Meal, keeping him abreast.
Sadler just went to the outside for some reason. I don't know what was thinking there. I think he was trying to hook up with McMurray. Oh, Sadler barely got back in line. Almost got turned by Burton there.
Bearing the 26, and he's got a lot of help.
Again, it's a challenge to make that outside line go.
You gotta tell you one thing, they're trying to make that outside work.
You know, it's not like there's a lot more cars on the bottom, so it'd be interesting to see now that the field is
17. Kenseth now going up high.
To see if that high line will go now that it's fairly even with the cars in the high line and low line.
Matt Kenseth jumped in front of his teammate in the 26, Matt in the 17.
Johnson going to the very bottom to go with Gordon.
The bottom line was actually seemingly to be the
Kenseth might have a run off the corner.
Andy McMurray told me before the race he's fairly committed to that top line. He said
yeah, and he does.
Yesterday he felt like that was the line to be in. That was the line that was going to move and produce the winner. So he said, I'm going to stay up high as long as I can today.
Well, see, now the high line's got more cars in it than the bottom line. It's just like we talked about in our Home Depot virtual garage. The more cars lined up, the faster. Now we're seeing that outside line.
Now Kenseth going for the lead.
I'll tell you what, Matt Kenseth, the 17 car. Very, very impressive move up in turn 3. Jeff Gordon, 24, moved up to block him. He just turned under him, brought the 8 car with him, takes the lead.
Now we'll get some bump drafting going on right here.
Groovy Gang, where you at?
The bumper of the 17, Matt Kenseth, pushes him down the racetrack, and the 24 is going to lose some spots.
Yeah, Gordon's stuck on that high side now.
Steve Meal just told Junior, he says, man, they are blocking already.
I mean, after all, it's the end of the race. Well,
ooh, a couple other guys try to get in line there. Jim McMurray now creeped his way up into the top 5.
The 20 of Tony Stewart, Allen.
Yeah, Bill, there's, I don't think much disputing the fact that Tony Stewart has been the dominant driver on this speedway lately. He dominated this race a year ago, didn't win, but he led over half of it. He dominated the race here last July. Tony Stewart trying to get to the front and maybe dominate.
Here comes Junior! Here comes Junebug!
But with no drafting partners, he's going to go back pretty quick and try and squeeze his way in line. He told me he didn't know what to expect from this car. He said we were really good when it was hot and sunny. Obviously today, very cool.
Whoa! Whoa, Tony! Whoa! Whoa! Close call, Tony.
And Murray
Good save, man.
Outside trying to help his teammate. That 26 car and the 17, they are teammates out at the Jack Roush table. And I just
we're watching this race through YouTube video. So if you've seen Darian Gilliam do 2 of his streams with him rewatching race, with OBS, it's actually much easier to do this stuff like this. So
boy, did he ever. What a great job by Tony.
Here's another look.
Look at this.
Looks
That's
like
just car control, man.
Going through the corner, you will lose the downforce on the rear of your car.
That's just car control. Oh man!
The rear of the car in the corner.
Almost got turned again.
On ice, and that's exactly what happened to Tony Stewart.
Now they forced the 20 car, Tony Stewart, up high off the bottom, and he does not particularly like it up there. He is a bottom feeder, loves the bottom of the racetrack.
And now here comes Stewart to the lead along with Murray.
A lap and a half after he almost crashes, he has the lead.
A lot of lead changes so far in this race.
Stewart has had many heartbreaking moments here at Daytona. He won the July race here, but has never won the Daytona 500. Today is his chance to add that to his resume to go along with his win last year at the Brickyard 400. You're watching NASCAR on NBC. 31 laps are complete in the Daytona 500. Tony Stewart continues to lead. Take a look
Stewart
at
now continues to lead. Oh, boo. Well, now would have been the time for the choo-choo because now everybody's mostly single file.
3 straight top 10s.
Boo.
Daytona 500 win. Jimmie Johnson has also run well in this race, looking for his first Daytona 500 win. I want to point out under the last caution that Jeff Green was the lucky dog. That got him back on the lead lap. 42 of the 43 cars are on the lead lap. Martin Truex Jr., who brushed the wall, is the only car 1 lap down. Let's take you through the field, starting with Alan Best.
Oh yeah, McDonald's. It's not a McDonald's to the field, but you know what I mean.
He just about lost control off the turn 2 and then came back a lap and a half later to take the lead. Crew chief Greg Zipadelli called Tony on the radio when he took the lead and said, "We'll take that." Tony said, "I figured you might be pleased." Marty?
Jamie McMurray right now running second. Alan in the car that Kurt Busch used to finish second with here last year. Because his car is just a little bit too tight right
Closing
now.
into almost an hour on the stream already.
Right behind him, his teammate Matt Kenseth, who's had his car also too tight, which means it doesn't want to turn in the corner. So when they pit next time for the 17 car, half a pound on left rear tire trying to loosen it up. Alan?
Racers use 2 words, tight and loose, to describe the way their car handles. Tight means the front end's not gripping. Loose means the back end's not gripping. Most expected a tight race car today. Jeff Gordon just called in, said his car's beginning to get loose.
Oh, Mayfield! Mayfield! Oh, no!
He made contact with somebody.
Yes, there's another car that's slow around your
Oh, we got... Oh, man, he's got to get it down to pit road. Without trouble. Mayfield's got left side damage. This was the beginning of the downfall for Jimmie Mayfield.
He's clearly had contact with another car.
This is the beginning of the. This was beginning of the fall for him.
Another car. Biffle thinks he does have a tire going down, but he has been bitten by that in the past.
Up, I think. Apparently, it's a cut tire.
A loose wheel and then didn't. He's right now trying to feel it out.
This is just. It's just like Remember, don't forget. This was during the time when Aaron Crocker was on Ray Abraham. I'm sure you may know the story there.
Same exact thing that Vickers did.
Oh, there must have been contact with.
And he squeezed Jeremy Mayfield. And then Mayfield came down and hit. And
Mayfield did hit Biffle. Bliss got a
piece of the wall and a piece of Biffle.
Yeah, that's got to be a tough break for him.
Behind that to stay out of trouble, Marty. And when Mayfield came to pit road, Bill, he said that was Mike Wallace who ran into me, as you guys just saw.
It was Mike Wallace. I thought it was Mike Bliss for a second.
For Mayfield, it was left side tires only, and they tried to pull out that damage, but obviously you see.
Oh it's not. Yeah, it's more smoke.
Still trying to figure out whether Biffle has a tire going down. A lot of conversation on the radio. The team right now watching our broadcast video, trying to see if indeed he does have a tire going down.
And they want to see the right side of the car.
I don't see any smoke coming from the right front, which is a good sign. Usually that's what you'll see when the car's fenders are laying in on the tire. So far it looks pretty good. He got a lot of the damage in the door.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah, right side tires are killed, dude.
front door, guys. Going to work on the right front fender a little bit. Still inside.
And both right side tires, the yellow that says Goodyear is gone. So that
This
means that
Texas
both
Terry.
tires have made contact. But
Just trying to ride it out right now.
Matt, upon further review, they give a thumbs up on the tires if you're looking at our video. And Biffle slowly trying to work his way back to the front.
All these teams on their pit boxes on pit road have satellite receivers and are able to watch the telecast.
Let me know down in the chat if you want this to be like a little thing we got going on here.
There may be some issues, BP.
You know, I said we're gonna try to highlight some of my best Jimmie Johnson moments over the years, since this is towards the end. Let me know in the chat if you want this to be like a little series we got going. If you want this to be like a series and whatnot, I'd be more than down to do it. Just rewatching races and interacting with you guys in the chat.
He came on the radio, said he's still talking right now. Left front is flat, and they're going to come to pit road. They obviously have to
left
get
front
some more
tires
cleared away from
yeah.
that left front tire because something is cutting.
I don't know why they didn't put him right away, but
been a tough speed weeks for Evernham Motorsports. One of their cars, Scott Riggs, did not make the Daytona 500, and now trouble early for Jeremy Mayfield.
Yeah, Jeremy's going to go a few laps down. He's already 3 laps down. Be tough to overcome today.
Tony Stewart continues to lead. He's got Jamie McMurray.
Dale Jr. already going.
In the Daytona 500.
Dale Jr. already going high again. I don't know what he's. Has he been trying to make that outside lane work?
NBC's coverage
Maybe trying to break the draft. I don't know. But
is brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. By DLP Picture Technology from Texas Instruments. HDTV doesn't
who's your least favorite driver in NASCAR currently? Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Easily. Easily. Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
All-new 2006 Ford Fusion. Put your life in drive.
We're still in the green. Here in the Daytona 500, Tony Stewart continues to lead. Jeremy Mayfield's
still on pit road?
And has been on pit road several times.
Oh my
5 laps
God, man. Freaking retire already.
And up front, these guys are happy.
I think they're content, really, to stay in line right now. And the longer these guys up front can just stay in line.
And now this is now it's a breakaway.
And always the back car in the draft starts to lose the draft. And that's what you're seeing. All these guys are starting to drop off, where you're only going to have 6 or 7 cars on a breakaway. As long as these guys stay in line, they'll break away from everybody. Now, if there's a group behind them that line up and there's 10 or 12 cars, they'll chase this group back down. So I think these guys right here are just content on staying in line.
Yeah, Ryan Newman's coming up.
Very much in the past.
The 12 and 2 working together. Those are team cars out of the Penske Racing Organization. 12 is Ryan Newman, 2 Kurt Busch, and they're gaining on this top 5.
The more friends you have, the faster you go.
Right, and then you see there's another group behind them with about 6 or 7 cars. If those guys will all stay in line, they'll eventually get up to that group.
Matt.
Bill Ryan told me he worked a lot with his new teammate Kurt Busch in practice, so he knows that they can team up well. The one thing he was hoping that there would be some side-by-side racing up front. The Indian file racing has kind of hindered their progress up to the front, but they were slowly reeling those guys in. Dave?
Right behind him in the 2 is Kurt Busch. His crew chief Roy McCauley told me this morning that he thinks working together right now is a strong point for Penske Racing. He says the crew chiefs have worked together for quite some time, share a lot of information. The drivers, even though they have
did y'all forget that Dodge was a manufacturer back then? Man, that's sad, dude. That is sad.
You're right, Dave, and a lot of changes at that 2-team. Kurt Busch taking over that ride from Rusty Wallace, who retired following last season. Rusty and Ryan didn't exactly have the same philosophies when it came to
What's going on, NRF?
Styles did not work together very much on the racetrack.
Or dinner, or choice in cars,
movies.
or movies, or...
And not only is the driver different on the 2 car, I think that everybody on the team is different except one person.
Just about, yeah, you need a race program just for that team in itself. Coming up on pit stops, they might come under green. We'll step out.
Yeah,
if
we
anything
may.
happens, we'll break in. Tony Stewart leads the Daytona 500.
Yeah, we might be getting to green flag stops here. And we have another caution.
The caution flag just came out moments ago. Jeff Gordon.
Oh no, Jeff! No, Jeff! No, Tony!
You know what? First, here's the pass for the lead. See McMurray going down on the bottom of Tony Stewart. Okay, now Stewart.
McMurray went for the lead.
Like he almost got loose. Gordon goes to
oh
the
man!
inside.
Gordon go to the inside of Tony Stewart.
What I don't understand is why he actually.
Oh no!
Stewart in, which we've seen in turn 2 a lot.
We've seen that happen. This is the 3rd time we've seen it happen today, and you mentioned the wind.
I think Jeff got tight and Tony had nowhere to go.
Turn that car back into the wind.
Now Stewart didn't give Gordon any room on this.
No, Tony did not give Gordon any room.
Looks like he could have checked up a little bit and give the 24 room, and they both probably would have got through that corner without running into the wall. But that didn't happen, and now they both have damage.
Wow, that changes everything. That's two of the possible winning cars right there.
Of the Daytona 500 comes off a very disappointing 2005 season. Tony Stewart in the 20 car is the defending series champion.
But it looks to me like that both those cars have enough damage that winning the Daytona 500 is a thing of the past.
It's going to take a lot of time to fix those cars, and that's just too early in the race. You can cut a guy a little bit of slack. I think Stewart could have cut Jeff Gordon a little bit of slack there, and everything would have been okay.
What's that big stat?
This comes just before the field was talking about having green flag pit stops, Marty.
Yeah, I was going to say, Bill, meantime, out of that scrum, McMurray winds up being the leader, and they're already thinking championship. They told him you have your 5 bonus points. Car a little bit tight for Jamie. They're going to put a pound in the right rear tire. Alan?
Steve Letarte, the crew chief for Jeff Gordon, has put a helmet on. That's him standing upright with an arm up to the radio.
Yeah, this is going to be a lengthy stop here for Gordon.
He's on to try and assess what the damage is. See him walking to the front, making a walk around on the car. He's making calls to his team about what they'll need to fix, Matt.
The 26 already down and away, as well as the 12 of Newman. Newman's car, a tick on the tight side. He will win the battle off pit road. They made a chassis adjustment. Hit pit road in 3rd. AB, what about Stewart?
Mario's slow stop,
Tony
too.
Stewart, his team's got some damage there to repair as well. They were trying to get a good rundown from Tony about what the problems were on the car.
Thank you for the new sub,
Planet Sports. Still working around the right rear fender to get that clear of the tire and make sure that's not cutting into that Goodyear when Tony's out there at top speed. They also want to check the suspension and make sure it's all still square. Tony says the steering was pretty square coming in, which is good. That means they perhaps didn't damage the right front suspension very much.
40 subs away from 2,000. Can we get 2,000? Can we get 2,000 subs this month?
We'll get an update on Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon when we come
I think
back.
it's possible. I think it's very possible. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new. Anyway, we're getting ready for the restart.
The field is coming to get the green flag in the Daytona 500 for a restart on lap 51. Ryan Newman is the race leader. Matt Kenseth is second. Jamie McMurray had trouble on his pit stop. He
and now Newman to the lead.
The 20 of Tony Stewart, the 24 of Jeff Gordon. A lot of work on pit road.
Yeah, we just talked about how important these bodies were. They just ruined hundreds of hours of work just in that one corner.
As a matter of fact, the 2448, the decals that go on the side of the car, they painted all those things on rather than have a decal that protruded out into the air. A decal that's a few thousandths of an inch thick.
Stewart restarted 38th. Jeff Gordon restarted 41st. Jamie McMurray, who was the leader coming to pit road, restarted 39th.
Oh, man.
Make it happen. Just all you have to do is that one more time.
Jeff doesn't sound happy on the radio.
Trying to make up ground. Here's the conversation he had with his crew while we were under caution.
I'm going to put blame on both of us on that one. You know, I dove underneath there. I got tight. He didn't want to give it up either.
Matt?
And what Jeff Gordon said, as he's coming off the corner, he couldn't turn the car. He got tight. He went up the hill right in front of Tony Stewart, and as he said, Tony did, and you saw it, made the point, Tony did not want to
oh man, so this is a pack, dude.
I just talked to Steve Letarte, Jeff Gordon's crew chief. The car is towed out. That means the front wheels aren't aligned the way that they want them to. They feel like they're in decent shape as far as the rest of the car, so what they're hoping for is another caution and another opportunity to come down pit road and fix it.
And Alan, Gordon told his crew he's going to try and make that up for them, right?
Yeah, Jeff basically apologized on the team radio, said, I will make this up to you. And they told him basically, you just drive and we'll get the car straight and we'll keep going and, you know, win this race. No sweat on their part. It's still early, right?
Yeah, it really is. They got plenty of time, and if they do catch the cautions right, they can get that car, to get the toe fixed. They're going to have to chase the chassis a little bit, depending on how the body reacts to the downforce situations, because obviously the body is not perfect.
It is very overcast here at Daytona today. You can tell from our pictures, it's difficult to even see the backstretch from our broadcast location.
Yeah, it's starting to look really foggy now.
To keep it up above the minimum ceiling. And Matt, there's even a little mist in the air, maybe?
That's what Dale Earnhardt Jr. says. He said, man, it is misting out here. Besides that, they're also battling a breeze kind of in the turn 2 area. Bobby Labonte reported on that as well, playing havoc for some of the drivers off turn 2.
Martin Truex Jr. was the lucky dog under the previous caution. He currently runs in the 38th position.
You can barely see anything.
One lap back. It is an award to the first car.
Yeah, you start to see the mist on the rain on the camera lens.
Check this outside line. Matt Kenseth, the 17 car, is as strong as anyone we've seen out there today.
Right now, Kurt Busch trying to push Ryan Newman further in front. Jimmie Johnson in the 48.
You know, those guys seem to be content to run in line, but as soon as they got rid of Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon, everyone wants to lead again.
I think that's when the race might have started, Benny, because two of the favorites are back in the back of the pack, and the 8 really hasn't been as strong as a lot of guys thought.
All these guys started licking their chops all of a sudden because they said, well, we got 2 of the strongest cars have just had trouble. What's Tony saying about the 20 there, AB?
I just talked to Greg Zipadelli, Wally, crew chief for Tony Stewart. He said they got all the right side sheet metal. The steering wheel appears to be straight, but they hadn't gotten the opportunity to check the toe in on the car. They think they're in decent shape, except for the aerodynamics. They did poke a hole in the nose of the machine that they'll have to patch if they get another caution. And you know how important those front bumpers are, Wally, for aero and handling purposes.
Yeah, and a driver, once you bump these cars and it knocks the toe off, you can feel that as a driver. You can feel the steering wheel. You've got the steering wheel straight going down straightaway. Once you run into somebody or somebody runs into you,
Jensen trying to make that outside work.
The steering wheel at a different angle to keep the car going straight. So you know you've bent something or knocked something out of whack. That can be fixed if you haven't bent it too much during a pit stop under caution and not lose a lap here at Daytona.
Dave, a couple of Penske cars up front.
And Bill, you talked about 2 good cars not being contenders right now. Kurt Busch said this on the radio during the caution. Hey, we've got 2 good guys out. Everyone out here is going to turn into cannibals. Brickhouse, that's his spotter. He said, Brickhouse, we got to be smooth. Watch out for me.
I tell you what, that mist seems to be getting more than mist.
Be quiet.
Oh, sorry.
It really is starting to look more now.
I didn't hear him.
I didn't hear him.
Is he even in the room? Marty? Well, Matt Kenseth trying to make that outside line work. Kyle Busch pushing him, and you guys mentioned Matt doing awfully well up there as he goes into the lead.
And here he comes.
Actually,
outside.
Not, was loose on that last run. First car I've heard loose on pit road. Half pound out of the right rear tire. 3/4 of a round of wedge in the right rear, and obviously they got it right, didn't they?
Yeah, if you can have the car a little bit loose or just on the other side a little loose and just take a little bit of that out, conditions are perfect for that kind of a setup right now. He's got the 5 car behind him.
Woo.
Got to be careful Kyle doesn't get too close to the bumper of Matt Kenseth in the 17 car in the corners, because if Matt is a little bit loose, that's just going to make the problem 10 times worse in the corners. So it's okay if Kyle goes up.
My fireworks are now on.
Yeah,
my fireworks they don't end until like around like 2 in the morning.
Matt
so
Kenseth out in front in the Daytona 500. Troubles for the 20 of Tony Stewart and the 24 of Jeff Gordon, but a long way to go.
yeah, we do. We got a long way to go.
NBC's coverage of the 48th Daytona 500 is brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of NASCAR. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
You know all that stuff about people being patient and waiting until the end of the race? Forget about it. Kyle Busch in the 5 in the middle.
Uh-oh.
Martin, the
Ooh, let's see.
Oh,
a little bit of contact.
Kyle Busch almost goes up into Casey Mears on the outside in that dark car. And meanwhile, they're lined up 3 by 3.
Look out, buddy.
And it has gotten very racy and a little foggy here at Daytona.
Check out Tony Stewart, the 20 car. He is working his way through the field.
Tony Stewart working his way up to the field now. 15,
folks,
up to top 15 now.
That's an understatement.
Might be inspired, Alan.
You think?
There he goes.
Oh, here he comes.
Underneath his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate.
There he goes, Denny Hamlin.
Hasn't said much on the radio at all.
Welcome to NASCAR, Denny Hamlin. Welcome to NASCAR.
Can't be in all that bad a shape, and that he is determined to get back to the front and have a shot to win this race.
Oh my God, you can barely see anything anymore.
Was our pole sitter. Has moved his way.
It's getting so bad out there.
Working our singular race talk poll here. Which driver will benefit the most from his new team in 2006? Here are the 4 we selected that you can vote on.
Kurt Busch. Bad season. Bobby Labonte. Bad season. Michael Waltrip. Oh my God, god awful. Jay McMurray was like the only bright spot out of those 4.
Misspoken or spoke a little bit too soon on Tony Stewart's chances of winning the Daytona 500 in that 20 car. Man, he was coming to that field.
When something like that happens to you, Benny and Wally, you believe you might be at fault. You know you've let a lot of people down, and
Jesus
you're already
Christ,
driving hard, but you find something within
this
you
is
to drive
because
a
this
little
is.
harder.
Well, yes,
this
I
is
think
becoming hard to watch now.
In that situation, those guys are
It's not because of the racing. The racing's
right
good.
now.
It's just the freaking
you're
miss.
still
It's
gonna
just
drive
making this
just
so
like
hard.
before. You're hoping that the car, the biggest thing is making sure that the car is capable of what it was doing before.
You already know we got that choo-choo back.
To make sure that you didn't screw the car up.
We got the choo-choo back.
First, giving that car everything you can give it. Make sure that next time they come in for pit stop, they don't have to make a big change. And if they do, Tony will tell them.
I think the car is probably as
Oh, Jimmy going high.
Now he just been
see if we can try to get something going here
with the car than he was before. Alan, what's he said on the radio? What do you think?
Well, first of all, Wally, I don't think it's himself that he's mad at. If you know where I'm going with that. And second of all, this is the part now in this run on this set of tires that they'll start to get concerned about. Any handling deficiencies that your car has are going to show.
Rewind by Stewart.
That's when the tires start to give up the grip that they've had when they're brand new. So now we're going to see if Tony Stewart's got anything he needs to compensate for on the next pit
Ryan
stop.
Vickers, you better let up, buddy.
They've run 15 laps on this set of tires.
Oh my God, he's.
I'll take
oh my God, we're still 3 wide.
Pass 50% of the blame. What Alan's saying is that Tony wants to pass 100% of the blame to the 24.
Agree. That's what he says.
That's what he said, but like I said, all he had to do was just cut him some slack, and he wouldn't be in this predicament right now.
Which is pretty much what Gordon said.
Look at the infield.
Matt, how about Earnhardt?
Bill, the good news for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Recall back on Thursday in his qualifying race,
Junior
he had
coming
some
back
major
now.
right front tire wear issues. Now the tires that came off his car the last
Ooh,
stop,
Junior goes to the
look
Junior
great.
switches
They
to the
told
bottom
him,
now.
right, now I know.
Now
I can
Johnson's
push
got
it a
Mark
little
Martin
bit
on his
harder.
back bumper.
The car, though, still pushing. Means it just won't turn in the corner when he wants it to. But
Yeah,
his
that's
spotter,
allowed
Steve Hill,
the
said, look,
front
just
5 to
let
get
you know,
away.
the 20 is now just 2 cars back, and he is moving really fast through the pack. Alan?
Kevin Harvick, we haven't really talked about him since we saw him get that bag removed.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick's had a quiet day. I mean, he had that bag issue at the beginning.
Complained that his car just didn't seem to want to run. It didn't have the horsepower feel that it had in practice yesterday.
Now Harvick's back in the top 5.
They were looking to add some tape to one of the oil cooler openings on the left side to get the engine oil temperature up higher than it was on the car. Maybe they've boosted that horsepower by just enough to make him a contender.
Jamie McMurray, who had a problem with a jack on the pit stop and had to give up the lead, make a second pit stop under the caution, restarted 39th, has worked his way into the middle of this pack in 14th spot.
Alan, what they were doing
Murray's
with the oil,
coming back.
the hotter
Yeah,
they
there
get
he
the
is
oil,
right there.
the thinner it becomes and less resistance that the moving parts have inside the engine.
Matt Kenseth, Kurt Busch,
Lap 69.
Kevin Harvick, Jimmie
Nice.
Johnson up front will go through the field when we come back to Daytona.
Lap 69. Nice.
Still green here at Daytona. Matt Kenseth continues to lead. Log on to NBCSports.com for much more on the Daytona 500.
Yeah, now it's definitely a two-pack breakaway.
Weekly Nextel Cup race previews. A can't miss item. It's all at NBCSports.com. You got your preview for California done yet?
No, not yet. Got to wait till this race is over.
Water 11's really good.
Okay. Throughout the season, we take you through the field. At these restrictor plate races, it's more like around the field. But we'll start with a 17-car Matt Kenseth, and here's Marty.
No getting around the fact that Matt Kenseth
Kurt Busch is in second, right? Kurt Busch is now in second.
Now we say the car is tight. And ask Robbie Rice.
Having a solid day in his first down for Penske.
Mainly because of the mist out there. The track is a lot slicker, so now Matt is a little bit too tight. Dave?
Kurt Busch, the 2-car, continuing to run in the
those are
second
big
position.
boy fireworks going on.
The car was just a little bit free at the start of that run. Wanted to turn a little too easily. He said, right now, though, we're sitting pretty. I like where I am, Matt.
Dave, his teammate Ryan Newman in the number 12 right in his mirror now. On the first stop, no changes for Newman. They made a slight chassis adjustment to fix the tight condition. On the second stop, Allen, he says he is flat-footing it through turns 1 and 2.
That's a good sign for him. Kevin Harvick having good signs as well. He's moved his way up to the 4th position now in the race after starting in the second half of the field. The other reason for putting that tape on was to help get more front downforce on the car and help it turn better in the corners. Kevin running in 4th. Matt?
Dale Jr. has tried up top, he's tried the middle, and now he's on the bottom, still fighting a terrible push in that 8 car. AB?
Jimmie Johnson says his car is not handling to his liking right now, though it's not bad. He liked it better when he was running behind Jeff Gordon versus Dale Earnhardt Jr. He also likes it better on the bottom of the track, says he just can't get the car to work right up in the top lane. Marty?
Mark Martin just trying to cling to that front draft as best he can. About 10 laps from pit stops, Allen. Mark says they need to take a big swing at it on the next stop. His car just will not turn, meaning it's too tight. He wants 2 rounds of wedge in the right rear on that next stop. Elliott Sadler has lost that front pack, but leading that second pack. His car tighter than what he needs, he says. The car was loose earlier on, but now it's too tight.
Shout out to Bobby the Body, man. Bobby the Body's just now in the top 10.
Use up his stuff getting to the front and burn up those tires, but he's done a good job working his way back into the top 10. Matt?
Rounding out the top 10 is the famous 43, Bobby Labonte. A great race going so far. Tuesday, before they came down to speed weeks, a new attitude. They handed out
which track should Gateway replace next year?
That's exactly what Bobby's doing now.
I don't know what the deal is with Gateway. All I know is that Dover is losing one of its states because of Nashville. I don't know. Truthfully, I don't know what track should replace Gateway.
As for the 31 car of Jeff Burton, the pole sitter today, he has made mistakes on 2 pit stops. He confessed to his team. First stop stalled, leaving. Second stop hit too close to the wall. That has cost him positions on the racetrack.
Start again, make another move.
To get back to the front. 5 car going high now, letting Tony Stewart get by. That's Kyle Busch.
Sterling Marlin now in the top 15.
The tight condition they thought, but he just radioed in 20 laps later. We're still tight as a son of a gun.
Well, Tony Stewart just moving up another spot to 13th. He took the restart in 32nd place after the long pit stop to repair the damage of the earlier crash with Jeff Gordon at lap 47. You might think Tony'd have a lot to talk about on the radio. The only thing he's complaining about is the weather. Marty?
Alan, Sterling Marlin has had a very strong car today. You got the feeling he's just kind of waiting back there
14
to make
car,
his move. The
14.
car was tight earlier. Now the car's been a little bit too loose for Sterling. He wants him to pull the left front fender on the next stop. A little worried it may rub later on. Alan?
Well, Jeff Gordon dropped all the way back to 37th spot with his long pit stop for damage repair. He's picked his way through to 28th.
Yeah, that car looks tight as hell, man.
To Kyle Petty. Jeff talking about still needing some work done. The toe out still a problem for
car
him.
Looks tight as hell.
Falling off the farther they run on this set of tires.
Thanks, guys. 42 of 43 cars on the lead lap. Pit stops coming when we return to the Daytona 500 on NBC.
Oh, we got a crash. Oh, no. Jeff Green again. Carl Edwards. Oh, my God. Carl Edwards.
J.J. Yaley in the 18. That's Carl Edwards in the 99.
Kyle Petty, 45.
In turn 3 and backed across the racetrack in front of all these cars and left.
Carl Edwards is literally on top of Kyle Petty.
Kyle, I'm not sure exactly who it was.
Oh, my God. That car's destroyed, dude.
We're under caution at Daytona.
No tire on that left rear, BP, the 45 car. Let's see. There's Jeff.
Oh, got a top from Dale Jarrett.
Loose. through the grass, then up the track.
Kind of a strange crash, really.
Oh, JJ Ellie.
I mean, right in the door.
Looked like Schrader did a good job getting around it.
I think Joe Nemechek got a piece of that too.
And left those guys.
Yeah, JJ Ellie. Yeah, Joe Nemechek got damaged. Oh my God! Look at that!
Just knocked off the tire and the quarter panel of the left rear.
Wow. Oh my God! Look at Edwards.
Carl Edwards into Kyle Petty.
Not sure why Jeff Green lost it there going into the corner. Kind of a
NASCAR the podcast, bud. Yeah, I feel your pain.
Finger on why he lost it before
YouTube notifications are
I think we probably
stupid.
need to back up just a little bit and see if we can have some idea what happened. I'm not sure exactly. I'm like you. Didn't look right.
And Dave Burns had just told us Carl Edwards was running back there because he wasn't very happy with the way his car was handling, wouldn't turn.
It won't turn now.
That's what all the drivers are saying. Their cars are not
Caution
turning.
of the day, and once again it comes just before these guys were thinking they might have to make a green flag pit stop. Corvette
What is
pace car
going
has the
on?
field in tow. Matt Kenseth, the race leader. Okay, we broke out
What's
a
going
commercial
on,
to
man?
show you that. We'll finish that break, come back for pit stops at Daytona.
NBC's coverage of the 48th Daytona 500 is brought to you by Bank of America. Keep the change, only from Bank of America, the easy way to help you save. And by the Home Depot, NASCAR's home improvement warehouse.
Pit road is open. The 24 has been on and off of pit road with a tire problem. We'll update that in a second. The leaders are in their pits, Marty.
Hey, Corvette got a GT win in the IMSA race. Let's go.
Loose today, also tight. They're going to put a pound in the right rear tire. That's it, Dave.
Kurt Busch gives up second position. They made an adjustment before that made the car too loose. They put that adjustment back, plus 4 fresh tires. Alan.
Well, Tony Stewart, his crew chief Greg Zipadelli asked, do you want any changes? He said, no, just put 4 tires on it. We're pretty fast, Matt.
Dale Jr. sure wants significant changes. Already made a wedge. Now going to make left side tire change. A little bit of trouble.
Little trouble there.
He also made an air pressure adjustment in the right rear.
A mad dash off of pit road. Alan, how about Gordon?
Well, the reason he came down pit road the first time, Bill, was because he had a flat right front tire. So they wanted to get that changed. They also want to get a look at the suspension components under that right front tire to make sure he didn't grind anything off.
He didn't come until 2 years later, so in the 96, on the part-time role. So
they're going to check that right side suspension. They're going to come around to the left, and crew chief Steve Letart's going to crawl under the car and have a look at the left side and see what they might be able to do to help this car for later.
Okay, Alan, thanks a lot. Now here's why we're under caution.
The 66 just looked like it kind of turned to the right and drove into Terry Labonte.
this race happened. I wasn't even born. Really? I never knew that.
I don't need that. I
never knew that. There's something. There's something. Learn something new every day. I never knew this. I never knew you weren't born. I was 5 years old when I first watched this race.
Watch him. He's just coming into the right-hand side of the picture.
Right behind the 21 car.
Comes down on the apron.
Oh,
Kenny Schrader all over the place, through the grass.
Yeah, he could have very well just picked up some debris, ran it over, and
Kenny Schrader did a good job avoiding that.
He's already been to his pit stall and heads back out. So under caution here at Daytona.
I was 4 months later. Okay, well. Pretty
Find out how. Ford, Life and Drive.
Nope.
And I'll remind you that is a ride with Carl Edwards, not Wally Dallenbach, so you will be safe. And he's already had one thrill ride today.
And he was flying, too,
yes,
when he did it.
Didn't like either of them.
And now Carl behind the wall.
Work in the garage.
I don't think Kyle invited him either. Watch that. Right in the window of Kyle Petty.
Look at that, man.
Take a look at the Craftsman pit summary. Tell you that Jeremy Mayfield was the lucky dog. He gets a lap back, awarded that by NASCAR. Matt Kenseth.
His crew held serve, comes in first, goes out first. How about Busch? He goes back to 5th. and Harvick gains that one spot up to second.
Robbie Reiser, the crew chief for Matt Kenseth, kept
First
that
time I
big
remember
crew
watching was a
intact
random ESPN
during
race
the offseason.
2012.
That was hard to do. A lot of teams wanted those guys, but Robbie kept his pit crew. His
Where the stages at? There are no stages. This is where the real racing happened.
Coming to get the green flag, completing lap
Fuck out of here with the stage racing.
The Daytona 500.
Kenseth now in the lead. 150. I think we're coming to 115 laps to go this time by.
Out on that restart, Benny.
Well, they sure did.
We watched the restart. Check with Marty.
And Carl Edwards has surveyed the damage on his 99 car. And did you have time to slow down for that one, Carl?
Yeah, that's, I apologize to Kyle Petty and all his fans and his sponsors. Could have done a better job of slowing down. I saw
We're
Green,
the 6-minute clock. Worry about restarts.
Up the track. I knew all those guys were wrecking, and they were going to be coming down, so I went to the bottom.
This is back when NASCAR was in its prime, dude. Last year they were coming off their, the year prior, 2005, they were coming off their best year in viewership. So this is what everybody was in, so 2006.
Some heavy right front damage
2006, the year after, a lot of people are into NASCAR, so I kind of might have peaked in the right time to be a fan.
Saying, look, I could have slowed down a little bit quicker. So
basically when NASCAR was basically in its peak in terms of viewership.
J.J. Yaley in the 18 car treated and released from the infield care center. You wouldn't expect anything but that from Carl.
No, really.
Although he was frustrated, I believe, in the Bud shootout.
Not at a fellow driver, but
yes.
Oh, well, here we go. Junior's.
Oh, here we go. Junior.
Kenseth goes into second, goes for the lead, moves up.
Oh, Joe Nemechek. What are you doing, buddy?
Right in his way.
And that was nice of Kevin Harvick to give Junior the room. He didn't have to do that either.
Continue to lead the lap? Yes, he will.
He's going to pay for it.
He's going to lose about maybe
the crowd
7
and
or 8, 9 spots here.
You can hear the crowd in the background.
How the fans feel. Dale Earnhardt Jr. back in front in Daytona.
Now, have they adjusted the chassis properly on this 8 car that he's able to stay in front?
It seems like they're gaining on it, BP. It seems like he's really good at after a pit stop, then the car fades, but it went longer this last time. So it seems like that they are catching up with it. Is that right, Matt?
Wally, that's exactly what Junior said on the last caution. He felt like they've really made a lot of gains on that red number 8 on the tight condition, slowly getting it where he wants it to be. In fact, Steve Meal, when you saw him make that great move down in 3 and 4, said, boys,
going on.
That's another one for the highlight film. Junior back out front.
Hey, Matt, this weather has to be a curveball for these guys. It was 80 degrees and sunny for that final practice.
Absolutely. Bobby Labonte said it earlier that the car was just way too tight due to the weather conditions, but he has dialed his race car in, running in the 10th position. But Steve Meal also said, those days at Pocono in the morning when the fog is out and it's a little too early to get out on the racetrack, I feel like we're at Pocono because it is foggy.
It does look like Pocono.
And it doesn't feel like.
I mean, you're not wrong. I've been to many races of Pocono in the past, so.
Tony Stewart trying to work his way back up through the field. Let's check in the garage and update on Kyle Petty.
And Bill, the left side of Kyle Petty's car is just simply gone. Carl Edwards said that was his fault, and he apologized to you, Kyle. What was your take on it?
No, I don't think it was Carl's fault. Carl and I got together, obviously, after somebody just run all over poor Jeff Green. He's just out there minding his own business and gets run over. And then it's a typical Daytona, Talladega type wreck where the wreck's happening up in front, but you get run over from behind. And that's the way it is. You think you got it dodged. Just a bad day for the Wells Fargo Dodge today, you know what I mean? So, hey, the first of many. We got a lot more races to go.
Kyle told me, he said, I'm an eye full of that 99 car. That's all I know.
Only 15 drivers in this race. Still racing NASCAR, yeah.
The field is really fired up about this season.
And he said that someone ran over Jeff Green. Well, Jeff Green was his driver last year. He's no longer in the 43, but Kyle felt sorry for it.
Has Kyle's car, the 45 and the 43, driven this year.
Another lap led, and here comes Kenseth now to the outside.
Kurt Busch is trying to push Matt Kenseth
takes the lead.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Doing a pretty good job of it, too. Junior needs Jimmie Johnson, that 48 car, to get right up on his bumper in order to help him. There's too much gap in between those two cars, so they need to run tighter on the bottom in order to hang on to lead. Oh, we go 3 wide there. Bobby Labonte, the 43, ducks underneath the M&M car of Elliott Sadler and takes that spot. Takes Tony Stewart with him.
Want to find out what happened to Jeff Green?
Wait.
Yeah,
Here comes Mark Martin.
Exactly what happened to Jeff Green.
Okay, we'll watch this
that
Marty lap.
third car on the
Yeah, you
outside.
hear a lot of hammers back here in the background. And Jeff, what happened to start all of that?
I think that's 88 that we were, Kyle, Petty, myself were really working good on the bottom. It's kind of a
Oh, I couldn't tell who got that lap. But...
unnecessary evil, I guess.
Oh, Bobby looking inside.
Nobody would go with us. Got up on the inside of the 88, got up on the inside of the Terry Labonte. Down the back straightaway, 88 turned me in the right rear and turned me in the fence. I know I gave him plenty of room because I was on the inside of the Terry.
We got a yellow. We got a yellow.
I don't know, it's like a rookie move, but blame rookies all you want. That's a veteran. He should have done that. So just toward my best back car is the best opportunity I've ever had to run and have a competitive car here.
I think it's debris.
Guys gave me that, and Dale Jarrett took it away. So it's pretty disappointed with him right now.
And Bill, another caution on the racetrack. This one for debris on the backstretch, Marty.
Debris.
That usually happens after we have these wrecked race cars, and some of them they try to repair them, and sometimes those pieces fall off.
Tape doesn't stick as well.
There it is.
Ever
see the debris?
That looks like a spring rubber
Sure
there.
does. Joe Nemechek will get the lucky dog. He gets a lap back, the highest scored car not running on the lead lap. Now let's look at the 66 and the 88 when the caution came out for the Jeff Green wreck. That's Dale Jarrett.
Okay, we see the 88 is on the outside of the 66. What Jeff is saying that somehow the left front of Dale Jarrett's car
I mean,
makes
Terry. I think
contact
Terry
with
might have
his
something
right
to
rear.
do with
The
that, but I
angle
think
we had is
Terry was
impossible
just
to
minding
see.
his own line.
But that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now that you look at it that way, that's exactly what happened.
Kyle had a good view of it, and obviously Jeff felt it. And that led to the wild ride for Carl Edwards. There's the UPS Ford of Dale Jarrett. Pit road will be open this time.
But how many of these lead lap cars will give up their track position?
Well, if they don't come, the guys behind them will.
Yeah.
So pit road's going to be busy. The question is how busy.
There we can see the left front fender on the 88 car, and you know there's not really any visible damage.
Yeah, you can see right there in that decal, BP.
Yeah, right where it says the cleave out, you can see it.
Right there, there's some rubbing going on.
And it doesn't take much.
It doesn't take anything here. I'm telling you what, these cars are on the verge of wrecking every lap anyway. And when you're driving these cars at this racetrack, it just feels like if you look at the guy's fender the wrong way, you can make him get sideways.
And in the Bank of America Countdown to Green, we talked about how air can play such a huge factor in that kind of a situation.
Well, so can your left front bumper into somebody's rear quarter panel.
Darlington,
All right,
September
are they going to
5th.
give up that track position?
I'm really heavily thinking of going to Dover. I'm really hoping that the government, I'm really hoping that things are going to start dying down by next month, and that I'll be able to go to Dover, because if we can get to go to Dover, I can guarantee you I will be there.
So the car was a little tight on that run, but he was not unhappy with it. Dave?
Crew chief, I'm thinking about.
I know for a fact.
Or two. Kurt Busch, I'm all about two.
I know for a fact I'll be at Richmond.
Jimmie Johnson made the call.
September.
Car, 2 tires. He's gone.
2 tires.
They're making a chassis adjustment for Junior. Let's see if he does too. They drop the jack and he is away. AB, what about
easily
the
first one.
4 tires on their stop. We'll go back and double check for sure. Wow. But Stewart heading out onto the racetrack.
That was
6th in line.
Great
Stewart got
from Tony Stewart's team.
Tony Stewart took 4 tires in his restart 6.
Pit road, Matt Kenseth had to go through the grass to avoid contact on pit road. Leading the pack under caution, the high-performance 505 horsepower Chevy Corvette.
God, that's
I'd like to take you on board, but because our chopper can't get high enough, we can't get you a signal worth putting on the air. That car looks pretty good from right here.
A beautiful car, 505 horsepower.
Yeah.
Huh? Wish Jay Leno would move over. Of course, this is Brett Bodine, the normal pace car driver.
Are you saying Jay Leno's not normal?
No, the fellow who drives the pace car each and every Nextel Cup race.
Pace car driver.
Yes.
Jay Leno, the honorary pace car driver here.
Now the
Dave, what are you working on?
Well, Bill, you know, we've given you a couple of replays in the booth today, courtesy of the truck, but down here on pit road, fans are looking over the NASCAR Nextel fan view more and more. This is
oh yeah, this is the first race with the fan view.
Down here on pit road or up in the stands, and
This is very good use out of it today in the you already know the nostalgia hits hard when I had this. When you had this in your hands.
Big Nextel screens around the track. It is also a stats generator, and you can keep real-time stats while you're watching the race on your favorite driver on the whole field, or you can even compare drivers one to another. Also, it has audio replay, which means if I miss a guy and I need to get some information, I can listen to the last 3 minutes.
Now we have
Legend.
Legend,
Scanner, so you don't need to carry a scanner around anymore.
or whatever it is, Race Electronics.
It's really cool. They're running them to you today, $50 a day, $70 for the weekend. If that's too much, get a couple of friends. You can link your headsets together. It's very cool, Bill.
All right, Dave. Thanks a lot. Just send a couple of those up here, would you, buddy?
Looks like he would have linked up Matt or Marty or somebody on his.
No, Dave's not going to. He got the first one. He's not sharing. I got you.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, earlier we had our singular race talk poll question for you.
Oh, did we now?
Yes, we did.
And what about it?
Later on, we're going to show you the results.
Okay.
Okay, on this Corvette pace car.
You gotta be careful with your drafting partner, don't you, Wally?
You just got hung out to dry.
Yes,
buddy.
I did.
We see the lights are out atop the pace car, which means when they go by,
we go.
The 8 car,
Get ready
Dale
for
Earnhardt Jr.
restart.
will get the green flag, and we'll go back racing again.
I want to point out Tony Stewart took 2 tires on his stop.
By the way, if you have not already, make sure you lick that like button.
Kurt Busch, then it's Matt Kenseth, then Jimmie Johnson runs
So we
second
get closer to halfway here with this race.
Green flag, green flag.
5 laps from halfway.
Jimmie Johnson got a good start, so did Kenseth.
Kenseth now diving down low.
To try to make a pass when you're going up through the gears.
Oh, Johnson got a tough break. He dives to the outside. Kenseth wanted to make it 3 wide. And now it looked like Junior moved up to try to help Jimmie Johnson get going in the 48.
Now Johnson's outside.
Yeah, I think he's just, when you're in that position.
Surely hate to see it. Hopefully we got Ken Schrader now at our back bumper.
The bottom line or the top line.
Well, he didn't. He was consistent. Helped neither one of them.
Now here comes Tony Stewart with the 4 fresh tires.
Fairly safe.
Mark Martin in the 6, next to Jimmie Johnson in the 48. Mark beginning his final season in the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series 1.
Oh yeah, final season. Final season. It's supposed to be Mark's final season.
How about that 6 car, Snyder?
Yeah, Bill, a Daytona resident. That was actually his first ever points-paying win here at Daytona was Friday night. He'd love to make it the weekend sweep, if you will, in the 2 races that he was in this weekend. Mark, 2 tires on the last stop. Car's been a little bit tight. They've been gaining on it, though. Mark said they're getting a little bit better. Up 1 round on the track bar, trying to loosen it up.
Mark ran the International Race of Champions here on Friday. Took a hard hit in that race.
No, IROC was still a thing back. IROC was still a thing back in 06.
I tell you, folks, I am really impressed with Tony Stewart in that 20 car. I thought when he brushed the wall off turn 2, 50 or 60 laps ago, his day would be over. He just whip around and finish about 20th. But he's going to be a contestant for the victory.
The guy he tangled with, not quite as fortunate so far. Allen on Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, Bill, just finished talking with his crew chief, Steve Letarte. They got a chance to work on the front end alignment. That's great. They're close. Problem is, they've lost 3rd gear in the transmission, and Steve said, we'll be lucky to make it through the day without the rest of the gears coming out of it.
Yeah, all those pieces are floating around in that transmission.
And it's all going south for Jeff Gordon. It's all going south now.
Yeah, you're very lucky if you can get through the day without.
First you had the damage, and now one of your gears went out.
That's going to be really tough. Plus, if this thing comes down to green-white checkered or anything like that, Jeff's going to be in big trouble.
2005 curse lives on.
Now you go from 2nd to 4th, and that's a huge. That's like in your street car going from 1st to 4th. Takes a long time for the car to get up to speed.
This was this the first race that you watched? Yes, this was. This was the first race that I watched.
And it's worth pointing out that he comes in off the disappointing 2005 season. Won 3 of
I am not even joking.
And never saw victory lane.
I've never seen a race until this one.
The 96 car is Terry Labonte. That car is owned by Roger Staubach.
If you don't believe me, you can.
Hall of Fame Racing.
I could call my dad right now.
And the 96 car driven by Terry Labonte, I thought those guys naming him to drive the car was a stroke of genius because NASCAR reserves a spot for a previous Nextel Cup champion. So they said, Terry Labonte, drive the car, and they're guaranteed a spot in the first 5 races of 2006.
Terry is a 2-time series champion. Marty, what do you got? And back in his pits for most of the day, Troy Aikman.
So Jeff Gordon won. Would you have been a Gordon fan? I probably would not have been, because even when I was watching it, I was still picking Jimmie Johnson. Go figure. I didn't pick him to. I just went up to the TV. We had this giant ass TV. It weighed like 2 tons or something, because that's how big TVs were back then. And I just went up, touched on the TV screen. I was pointing at that 48 car. I fell in love with that car that day.
Back in the garage, 22 laps down.
Now there's a battle for the lead.
And
Kurt! He got
20th at the same time.
Top 16 cars, 9/10
He got
of a
shuffled
second
out to the middle.
Stewart really bump drafting the 6 car right now.
Just a moment ago, Tony Stewart in the 20.
Oh, okay.
Jimmie Johnson 40, almost making contact, and again.
Oh my God! Stewart, what are you doing, man?
That's just, I don't know what Jimmie Johnson did, but Stewart was angry with him. I mean, that's when you drive up on somebody like that, they've made you mad a lap or 2 before.
Is he taking it out on his teammate?
No, I don't think he would do that.
Okay.
I think it's something that probably he thought Jimmie Johnson did.
Boy, that McMurray loves the outside. That's he in the 26 car right up next to the outside.
Dude, imagine Blue Jeff 24 fan. That would have rolled off the tongue so weird. I would have changed my YouTube name then and there if I was a Gordon fan.
They laughed about it afterwards, but they both remembered what happened here 1 year ago.
Looked like Mark was getting a little push from Tony there.
That 21 car, Kenny Schrader driving for the Wood Brothers this year. Currently shown in about the 5th, 6th position.
I thought Schrader was going to be good today. I think he was kind of hanging out towards the back there for a while. It seemed like maybe it's just a ride to see if the big one would happen. But he's got a very good race car.
God, these sounds are amazing.
Matt, the 20 and the 48 had that battle at the end of the race last year, right?
Absolutely. Dale Earnhardt Jr. back out front, almost won the race last
Junior
year.
now back
out
to
front,
lead.
leading here. And when Richie Gilmore, who heads up the racing group over at DEI, sat down and looked at 2005, he felt like the competition had gained on them in their restrictor plate program.
Usually over halfway home.
He rearranged a few of the talented people in that department over the offseason. Bob Burham, who was building engines for Truex, came back and headed up the plate program. Even Richie got in their engine room over the winter and helped out. They feel like they've made some gains. They really feel like you'll see that.
Kenton, poking the nose!
In a few months, Junior's out front, says the car just not as good out front as he loses the lead 3 wide.
Mark Martin on the outside takes the lead.
4, probably because Tony Stewart gave him a bump.
Kenton poked his nose.
Shoot through that pass.
Kenton literally poked his nose in there. Mark Martin took advantage of it.
Than the competition.
Way to go, Mark!
Mark does not particularly care for this restrictor plate type of racing, but right now he's in his favorite spot.
In front.
Yes, sir, Matt.
And you saw how fast that 3 wide pass developed. Junior said, wow, that just came out of nowhere.
And you have to be careful because that yellow line at the bottom of the track is out of bounds. You cannot go down below that yellow line around this racetrack to make a pass. If you go down there, somebody goes by you, or you go by somebody, rather you have
When
to
Jimmy
let
says
them
that this year will be still be Blue Jimmy 48 fan, or we're going to be changing to Blue Chase 9 fan.
Stay in line. We're okay right where we are. And
No matter which driver I root for after Jimmy retires, I will not stop being Blue Jimmy 48 fan. I will always be a Jimmie Johnson fan until the day I die. That's never going away. It's never going away. I will always be Blue Jimmy 48 fan, no matter what. Oh, Kenton! Oh my God, he almost... Oh! Oh!
20 wrecked me, guys. The 20 wrecked me plain as day. How bad is it, man?
Oh my God!
But it's not good.
And I don't know how badly he has back in the fence.
Yeah, he's got a lot of damage here in the left front.
I heard he got wrecked by the 20. I know NASCAR for podcast about happy about that.
Matt Kenseth talking to his crew chief Robbie Reiser, wants to know if he can come get tires.
I can't tell if they're flat or not.
And Robbie wants to know if the tires are flat. If they are, he's going to have to come toward the two-pit road because those flat tires will tear the sheet metal off.
Pit road is closed, so if he pits early, there's a penalty. He has to start at the rear of the field.
Let's see if we can check what happened.
Let's see what happened here. I don't think Tony even saw him. Look at him! Look at this! Look at this! Nobody hits him!
And a lot of guys with some heads-up driving.
A lot of cars missed this.
Bobby Labonte getting by on the inside. We saw Mike Wallace go by on the outside.
How nobody else did not hit Kenseth, I don't know how.
First angle again. Watch the 20. 17's on the right-hand side.
Look at this.
For a guy that was talking
Tony Stewart did not give a shit, man. He did not give a shit.
Which was Tony Stewart earlier in this week.
Just said,
I don't
he
understand
just said,
what his situation was there.
Look to the left.
We talked about it on the Bank of America countdown to green.
Unless he thought he had cleared Kenseth. You know,
that's a long way to drive down a race track to see if you think you cleared somebody.
Dave Burns.
And Bill, the Kyle Busch story continues in his own mind. He wondered if he'd been the cause of that since he had been pointed at so many times this week. He asked twice on his radio. They told him no.
Thanks, Dave. Pit road is open. Mark Martin leads the way.
I don't know why Kyle Busch thought he started. I don't know why Kyle Busch thought he started that.
4 tires. There'll be no chassis changes on the stop for Mark. He liked it out
He was
front.
just holding his
That's where he
line.
wants to keep it, Dave.
And the 5-car of Kyle Busch, after wondering whether or not he had been the cause, they told him, Kyle, don't worry about things like that. Slight adjustment to his car to make it more drivable. Alan?
Tony Stewart going to get 4 tires and a minor chassis adjustment to help the handling of his car. He has said nothing on the radio that I've heard about the incident, just about his car's handling, Matt.
Tony Jr. continuing on with the same adjustments he made the last couple stops. A close battle off pit road with a 16 and the
Junior wins the battle.
Big air pressure adjustment again to try to free him
Greg
up.
Biffle gained a lot.
Off pit road, getting service from his crew. We'll check the adjustments they might have made here in just a second.
And then we see Biffle gain 16 spots. That means he changed 2 tires. The competition changed 4.
A variety of pit strategies playing out here at Daytona. We've passed
because Lasse's not going to the 48. I'm guaranteeing he's getting an extension with Penske.
Won by Dale Earnhardt Jr. There's Biffle, Mark Martin, Jimmie Johnson.
See the motivation for the pit crew? Yeah!
Here at Daytona. Still under caution here at Daytona. That is Greg Zipadelli, the crew chief for defending series champion Tony Stewart. Stewart and his crew and his car have had quite a day.
First of all, he gets loose off turn 2. Took the lead on the next lap, but then Jeff Gordon comes up in the 24 car. Both Gordon and Stewart brushed the wall off turn 2. But Tony came back from that, and that damage. See the crew working on it.
After it really looked like he might not even be competitive, and then just moments ago, contact.
Tony Stewart's been a madman today. Look at this. I don't know how he did not hit anybody.
Just flat out spun me out.
NASCAR has sent the 20 to the end of the longest line for aggressive driving.
Yeah, you don't.
Oh, wow.
Like that, unless you're out.
Tony gets a penalty.
So NASCAR made a call. Aggressive driving. It's just it seems a little bit ironic that this is the driver that started.
Tony Stewart has to go to the back now.
Shootout about guys being too aggressive and causing problems.
And we see Tony going down pit road, and he's being followed by Matt Kenseth.
He's probably gonna. Thought he was gonna tap him. He didn't.
He thought he was going to.
He wanted
and then
to.
Robbie Reiser
yes,
talked him out.
No.
his crew chief, Robbie Reiser, talked Matt out of
I'm
doing
gonna
what he was
say,
thinking about doing.
Now, as good as this car is with
I think
the 20
Racer goes to
car right
37.
now, I mean,
Yeah,
he'll
Ryan
get his
Preece,
way back
he's
up
got to
the
start
front.
showing some
But
results.
we'll see how good
He's
the
got to start
17
showing
is.
some results.
Marty?
Otherwise, he's going to be out of that
As you can
ride.
imagine, Matt Kenseth is extremely upset. He said, I had a winning race car. There was no reason for him to do that. He felt the NASCAR's penalty was not strong enough. They're concerned about the left front valence on this car. They want to clear it from the left front tire.
Blue
to make sure it
Kenseth
won't run.
48 fan.
Tony Stewart has come down pit
I
road
gotta
for
tell you,
repairs to his car. They're
and
checking around that right rear bodywork,
NASCAR Weekly
being sure
Podcast
it's a tire
Bud,
clearance.
we
They've
wouldn't
also
even be
put a
talking
good
right now.
patch
He
on the
probably
left
was sending
rear
death
where
threats
there's some
my
fender
way.
damage there as well, and they'll send Tony back out here with those repairs affected to his car.
Thank you, Alan.
I mean, Stenhouse can drive. Yeah, Stenhouse can actually drive a GTG car.
This is his
Yeah.
onboard camera.
I mean, I'll give him that, but...
A few minutes ago.
Oh, yeah, Tony started moving the camera out of the way. Yeah, fuck you, NBC. I don't want to do with your shit.
And said, we're going to leave pit road.
Oh!
NASCAR Race Control a moment ago told both these drivers, Matt Kenseth in the 17 and Tony Stewart in the 20, to settle down.
Well, you know, Kenseth should be hot. He's got a race car that's
Tony's going at it, dude. Tony's going at it. He ain't taking no. He ain't holding no prisoners.
Matt Kenseth will have to come to pit road.
Oh, how could you give the black flag of Kenseth?
This is them coming off of pit road.
Oh he moved out. Yeah, he moved outside. Yeah, that's a penalty.
And he was, in his eagerness to get to the 20 car, went above the yellow line.
The green flag is out, so we'll see what Matt does.
Well, I mean, Matt will come in, but he pretty much knows that his day is over. He doesn't have a shot at winning this race any longer.
Robbie Reiser
All
might
right,
be more
restart.
angry with Matt now than he is with Tony.
That's a weird sequence that happened right
How
there.
Stewart's car came back from its contact. It's a pass-through penalty for the 17.
There's Michael Waltrip and then Napa car right there, side by side of the 5 car. That's a
Mikey!
Talked about Michael.
Let's go, Mikey! Let's go, Mikey!
Robbie Reiser is hot.
He's furious.
Man, we got to settle down out there and just ride in line. They're going to get you with a pass-through here.
Junior leads.
Oh, Biffle going outside.
Biffle moves out, gets a push from Mark Martin, and is trying to go by the 8th car of Dale Earnhardt Jr.
And he's gonna clear
The 6
him.
of Martin and the 16 of Biffle are
What a pass by Biffle
has a
there.
win here at Daytona in the July race.
Look who's also up in the mix. Casey Kane.
We got to come down for a pass-through.
I can't.
Casey Kane's though up in the max.
I put my hand up and I took off. I haven't done nothing wrong. I didn't run into anybody. I didn't do anything.
NASCAR doesn't agree with that.
I don't think he can go above that yellow line when he leaves the pits. I think.
You asking for clarification, and then I'll be right there because I'd like to know what I did wrong first. Said that you were screwing around with the 20, and that's why you're making a
Good old Matt Kenseth trying to staying out as long as he can until he gets disqualified by NASCAR.
Past him.
Kane making a 3 wide.
They have already warned those guys, Benny.
I thought that it was for going.
I just wanted a clarification of what it was for to make sure I was right.
Oh my God! Can you shut up, Kenseth?
Junior
Jeez.
going for the lead. Jimmie Johnson going to help him.
Junior coming back
I'm
now.
surprised Biffle hung Mark out. Mark helped Biffle get the lead, and Biffle just hung Mark out to dry on the outside. Now Mark's on the inside. Probably won't forget that later on in the race.
So yeah, we are now closing in on 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Over here on the East Coast, West Coast viewers, 8 p.m. So to those who are new coming into the stream, welcome. We're rewatching my first ever NASCAR race that I watched.
Does not have to stop.
Anyway, let me lower that down a little bit. But yeah, to those of you who are new coming into the stream, we are rewatching the 2006 Daytona 500, the first ever NASCAR race that I watched. The day I became a Jimmie Johnson fan. So, 115 laps in. Getting closer. There's still quite a ways to go, but we're getting closer though to the final stretch here. So.
Wow, Kyle Busch right underneath Craig Biffle.
That
now you
again.
can't pass here. This is a no passing zone. You have to hold.
Yeah,
your
that's
position.
a no passing zone.
Kenza comes up. Watch him turn down.
And that's what NASCAR is saying that they penalized it for. Aggressive driving towards the 20.
Whoa, Junior down below.
Whoa! 3 wide. Kyle Busch going to the lead.
Down there, up high, and takes the lead.
What a move by Kyle Busch. There's another lead change for y'all.
Getting strung out a little bit here. They'll close back up in no time, though.
Now, if you think Matt Kenseth and Robbie Reiser were mad a few seconds ago, they ran a lap that they are not going to be scored for because Matt did not answer the black flag.
Oh, boy.
Really?
Oh,
This is now for
boy.
Matt Kenseth, the Daytona 500 and 2.5. We watch the leaders, Kyle Busch in the 5 car in front of Earnhardt, and check with Marty.
Let's see the explanation Robbie Reiser got. What explanation did you get for the penalty, Rob?
I don't really know. I guess we didn't really cause a wreck. I don't understand any of it at all. You know, guys have been doing a great job with this race car, and Matt did a hell of a job up there front. Just one of those deals, I guess.
Did they mention anything about the blend line?
Funny you mentioned that. Black flag's better.
Did they mention it?
I don't think there is one from way to call in this race today.
Oh, well, obviously outspoken, Robbie Reiser, and not happy with the penalty. Matt still upset inside the race.
It's starting to get dicey now. We got 3 wide in the middle of the pack.
Anyway, so we're done for the afternoon. They're going to ride around. Alan?
With Greg Zipadelli, Tony Stewart's crew chief, how bad is the damage to your car, and can you come back from the penalty in the lost track position?
I think so. He needs to be patient now. We got a long way to go. We obviously got a pretty good race
Gordon
car.
now will make his way
and,
up.
He's a pretty good driver on these restricted plates. So we just need to settle down, think about what we're doing here, and we got plenty of time to get this Home Depot Chevrolet back on this front.
Did Tony have a reaction to the penalty?
No. Everything's all right.
All right, thanks, Zippy.
Thanks, Alan. Kyle Petty has returned to the race in the 45 car. He's scored 29 laps down.
All right, there the front pack goes by. Now there's a second pack come in there. We're seeing Tony Stewart is second in that pack along
There's
with
Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin, his teammate.
Stewart, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, the reason he's in that pack or he's so far back is when Kenseth and Stewart came out
There's
of the
Jeff
pits,
Gordon.
they had a long way to go to catch up with the pack, and these guys got the green before Tony Stewart could catch up with the pack.
Plus, he had the penalty. He had to start at the rear
There
of the field.
goes
He wasn't even
Tony
close to the
Stewart
rear of the
moving
field
over.
when they restarted.
There's slower lap traffic now, trying to hopefully one of the leaders.
Kyle Busch is the 15th different leader of this race. That ties all Daytona records. Busch out front in the 500.
That's crazy. This race had an insane amount of lead
NBC's
changes.
coverage of the 48th Daytona 500 is brought to you by Team Chevy. 25 of the last 34 NASCAR Manufacturers Championships and counting. Chevy, an American revolution. By the new Sprint. Sprint.
Yeah, Brady Jones, he does have more sponsorship.
By State Farm. Great service and great
Suarez,
race. You can get it
I
all
think
from
honestly
State
he's
Farm.
better off as an Xfinity
And by
regular.
Pepsi. It's the Cola.
Under green here at Daytona.
Hey!
Followed by Kyle Busch.
Finally out front, boys. Let's go.
Starting to unfold. There is Tony Stewart. 23rd last time by, and he is right behind Matt Kenseth.
Oh boy.
24's there.
Oh boy. Tony Stewart is right behind Matt
Tony is
Kenseth.
following Matt Kenseth.
And I'll tell you, Matt Kenseth knows exactly where Tony Stewart is on this racetrack right now.
And here are his thoughts on Tony after the last caution came out.
Tony wrecked me, guys. Tony wrecked me plain as day. Okay, so let me get this straight. I had a winning car, and I'm going to run like something, and they put him to a rear in a track he could draft. You think maybe they could put him a clamp down or something?
Caution flag is out.
Oh, caution.
Waiting to find out why.
Probably debris, I'm guessing.
See, Robbie Gordon.
Yeah, we got Robbie Gordon's got a tire coming off.
Oh.
You know, I saw Robbie get really
Oh,
high
there's
in
a tire.
turn two about
There's a
lap
tire.
ago. And I believe he hit the wall coming off of 2.
Yeah, we see damage.
Oh, yep. It's Robbie Gordon.
Robbie Gordon
having such a good run. Just towards getting up there, man.
Let's see, where's he at?
Right up there on the right.
Okay, yeah, very high. See him, Robbie's way up there, maybe even.
Oh yeah, yep. He's all the way up the track.
And all these cars see that slower car and go to the inside and somehow miss him.
How many has Bobby Labonte missed today in that 43 car? There's another one that's right in front of him.
Bobby Labonte's freaking, yeah, Bobby Labonte.
The 14.
He's a freaking goat today.
Rookie Clint Boyer in that 07. Robbie Gordon on pit road for repairs. 124 laps are complete. Jimmie Johnson leads Kyle Busch, Brian Vickers, Jamie McMurray, and Jeff Burton, the pole sitter, has worked his way up to the 5th spot. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is 6th.
Okay, we'll see another feeding frenzy on pit road, I'm sure.
Marty, you go first.
Well, Jamie McMurray is in 4th, and he told his crew chief Jimmy Finning, this car is loose, but it's fast like this. I want to leave it alone.
What's the favorite race you ever watched? Are you talking about live, or are you talking about on TV?
Kyle Busch had been saying right
just
there in the
want a
middle
little
of the
confirmation
car
there.
You've gotten me looser, but I need more, This time, no changes scheduled. I think they found it, Alan.
Jimmie Johnson, top left of the frame in the 48 car. Watch for a wrench to go in the left rear window, make an adjustment.
Get him out, get him out, get him out, get him out, get him out. There you go.
Dale Jr. said to keep going in the same direction we've done the last few
somebody,
stops.
I think
Mark
Martin, I'm thinking he probably took 2 tires.
A 4-tire change for Tony Stewart in the 20 car, not looking for any adjustments there, trying to get him up a little farther with some pit
on
work.
TV.
Oh, he takes the jack.
Yeah, he took some.
Oh, he ran over the jack. I think Tony ran over the jack.
Tony was a little bit too close to the wall. Oh, did Jeff Chandler get banged with that jack? Looks like maybe he did.
Oh no.
Chandler on the right, putting his hands on his hips. Under caution here at Daytona. It has been an interesting day for Tony Stewart.
What's favorite race you ever watched on TV? I would have to say the 2016 Ford Eagle Boost 400 when we won our 7th championship.
20 car. Here's the side of the car. Here's the pit wall.
2016 Ford Eagle Boost 400. He's easily one of my most favorite races to watch.
The jack man has to have the jack on an angle, so when he lets the car down,
I gotta put the
so Tony leaves.
I gotta put the 2020 I actually gotta put this year's Talladega race up there as well. That was actually a really good race.
He's come in to serve
this year's Talladega race.
At the rear of the field.
That it's definitely up there.
And Jeff Chandler, I don't think was hit by the jack. I think he was ducking because he thought the jack was going to come back at him.
It did. After he ran over the jack and shot the jack back into the pit of the 20 car.
Stewart came in to get his tires checked by his crew in the side of that car to make sure it was all right. We'll have to start at the tail end of the longest line for running over equipment. Remember that singular wireless pole we were talking about earlier, Wally?
That I couldn't vote?
Yes.
About an hour ago?
No.
Here's the payoff.
I gotta say though,
it's a tie.
I'll honestly give I'll honestly also give Bristol a lot of credit. They put on a lot of great shows over the years.
Alan, you following up on the 24s?
Just a neat thing about Jeff Chandler, who we were talking about.
Yeah, they definitely.
Jeff is a longtime veteran.
They definitely put a lot of great races over the years.
Ago. But because Tony Stewart's regular front tire changer, Ira Joe Hussey, had rotator cuff surgery in the off-season, Jeff was called back from the retired inactive list and is changing tires, trying to help his driver win the Daytona 500.
Oh yeah, yep. There's the jack. There's the jack. He's
going
to
he's half the man he used to be, isn't he?
Yeah, I'll tell him you said that.
He lost 52 pounds, BP.
Yeah. He told me that.
Said he was having fun going back over the wall.
I'm impressed with folks that can lose weight.
No kidding. You and me both.
All right, here we go.
Glad you said it.
All right, restart zone. Gonna have about I'm guessing we have less than 70 to go. Okay, we're all right. 71 laps to go.
Mark and Pat Trice and his crew chief decided to take two, as well as that car seemed to be handling, and he was running in that lead pack.
We're 72 laps to go, but I'm running around that number.
Marty, what do you think?
Well, I asked Pat Tryson, why'd you take two tires? Because Bill Weber disagrees with you. I'm kidding, I didn't say that. I said, why'd you take two tires? And he said, well, a couple of reasons. Number one, we only had 12 green flag laps on our other set of tires. Number two, we needed track position. Mark just does not like this car back in traffic. So some
Johnson going second, trying to go for the lead again.
Mark wants, and that's what he's got.
Hell yeah, get that side draft. Let's go, baby.
Might not be there for long. Jimmie Johnson will challenge for the lead.
He's going to challenge, but I don't know if he'll be able to pull it off or not.
Because Martin has the 8 car, Junior the 26.
Oh, but he's got no help though. Jimmy's got no help though.
The line is on the inside, not the outside.
And that 26 of McMurray, that is a strong race car.
Tell me what, I've been saying that all day. That guy's got a good race car underneath him. He's been working all day to try to get in position. Marty, he's in position now.
He's in a great spot while he likes that bottom line now. Remember we told you earlier he liked that top line? He came on the radio about 40 laps ago and said, guys, this top line is not moving. Let's work the bottom. The car's a little bit loose like you would want it here, and he's very happy with it right now, Dave.
Well, Mark Martin back to the lead.
Car of Brian Vickers. I spoke with him this morning. He told me, you know what? I like working with all my teammates, the 5, the 24, everybody that's in the race, and he's been working very well with Kyle Busch. Needs to get back with him right now as Vickers has a car that he thinks can win the Daytona 500.
Right about now, a lot of guys think they have a car that can win the Daytona 500.
Except that many cars on the outside.
Alan?
Jimmie Johnson, first of all, glad to have his Hendrick Motorsports teammate Kyle Busch come up behind him. Normally, Johnson drafts with Jeff Gordon in these restrictor plate races. We've documented the problems Gordon has been having today. He's not there for his teammate Jimmie, so maybe Kyle Busch will be the guy that pushes that 48 back to the front.
Just to update, Gordon 21st last time by. Tony
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, man.
Their other teammate is in 4th place, and that 25 car is Brian Vickers.
Dave, about the 5.
And Kyle Busch reported to his team, hey, tell the 48 I'm on his tail, and maybe the 25 will come and play as well. All teammates trying to link up and go to the front.
All drives are Rick Hendrick and Hendrick Motorsports. And again, we will point out that Jimmie Johnson's regular crew chief, Chad Knaus, is not here today. Ejected from the racetrack earlier this week after the car failed post-qualifying inspection.
I think at that outside line got a good run, Benny, and the 25 saw the 48 coming. He jumped out in front of the 48 to try to get pushed to the front, but they just can't quite get there.
We now got 38 subs away. 38 subs away from 2,000.
Jimmie Johnson. Here comes Kurt Busch in the 2 car.
That outside line will not do it for you.
I see the 12 car behind the 2, his teammate of Kurt Busch, and he has been at the back of the pack for the last 100 miles or so. Looks like they might have some problems ironed out on that 12.
Still got 17 people watching. You guys are something else.
Sometimes some drivers will
coming out tonight.
There's the 12 of Ryan Newman, the Miller Lite ride of Kurt Busch, replacing longtime veteran Rusty Wallace in that 2 car. Wallace retired following last season.
Yeah, you'll get in a situation as a driver where things will start getting really crazy, 3 wide, cars sliding over the racetrack. You may just back off the throttle and let these guys, if you think a wreck is coming, just back off, get to the back a little bit, and let it settle down before you can work your way up. One great thing about restricted plate racing, if you hang on to that draft, even if it's in the back, you can work your way back up to the front.
People in the St. Louis, Missouri area,
Jimmie Johnson at 48 car is making his way back towards the front, and Vickers had just like you
possibly
said,
Rusty
he jumped out to the outside
be able to go.
to try to help the 48 get to the front. So 3 Hendrick cars, 25, 48, 5, all together on the outside line, trying to get back to the front.
IndyCar was so boring today. Yeah, it was supposed to be strategy. It's kind of to be expected, to be honest.
Kevin Harvick, a little report there, Bill. Remember, he was up front in the top 5 a couple of pit stops ago, and he's kind of disappeared from the radar. They had to stop under the caution at lap 102 and change the carburetor on the engine on that machine.
Carburetor issue.
To do that, Harvick back in 28th place, trying to work his way.
So that's what happened to Harvick.
He's still got time to do that, Juan.
Oh yeah, they've got plenty of time to do that. They can still see that front pack, so still got a chance.
Fast cars back there.
Wait, I just realized Rusty Wallace is from Minneapolis. I just realized that. Minnesota.
Jimmie Johnson
That's not bad.
hooked up with his teammates.
Oh, man.
There's a lap car of Jeff Green on the bottom. That's why those guys are moving up.
Whoa!
I was going to say, that's actually
Ooh, almost brushed. Someone almost brushed the wall there off of running that top lane.
Because of that slower car. So now the 25 of Vickers.
And Junior, the A car, moved up to try to help those, looked like to help those Chevrolets a little
Needs
bit.
to go back to Auto Club.
Whoa, little twitch there on the A car.
Yeah, Auto Club did have some really good races. They had some awesome races for IndyCar.
They have done a lot of work on Biffle's Ford. 3 stops ago, they pitted several times into that caution just to try to seal up.
Like around 2015, like around 2015. I wasn't as big of an IndyCar fan as I am now. I wasn't fully watching all the races as I wasn't like religiously following IndyCar, but like around 2017, 2018, that's when I started to really get into it, and yeah, the rest is history. So.
Alan, how about Johnson?
Just some 26 car bobbles a little bit, gets a little loose.
McMurray, oh man.
How about Johnson? He's probably catching his breath from seeing that. Just something to look ahead as we get to the later stages of this race. Jimmie Johnson and his team want to find some way, any way, to be leading off of pit road at the last pit stop. They feel like the guy that's in front from the last pit stop to the checkered flag is going to be the winner of this race. Watch for Jimmie's team to work very hard.
Burns stuck in the middle now.
Pit stop, which won't be the last one, to try and get his car close to the front so they can let the pit crew try and steal that track position on the final stop. Dave?
That 2 car of Kurt Busch trying to move up through the pack. He's found something in the handling that he needs to have here today. And car is just a little bit loose. It needs to be that way to run fast. Kurt finished 2nd in this race last year. He runs Daytona very well, and it stays up in the front of this pack.
And look who's behind him in that 55 car.
Mikey!
Trip, the 2-time Daytona 500 winner, Matt.
Bill, he was just hanging out in the back for a good portion of this race. They've made some adjustments.
Go, Mikey!
Stop. First he was tight, and then he was loose, but he wanted just to hang in the back, let things settle down, and now he's making his move to the front as well. Great run for the Napa Chevy, currently 10th.
I'd say the race is officially underway, BP. They got 63 to go. If trouble breaks out, we'll break in. Mark Martin leads at Daytona. 60 laps to go, and they have been side by side here at Daytona, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. finally breaks in front of Mark Martin. Take a look at our DLP lap leaders. 24 lead changes among 16 drivers. The 16 drivers, a track record.
16 drivers, track record. How about that?
That won't be happening anymore. He's 2 laps down after an incident with Tony Stewart, and then a penalty for not listening to NASCAR and being a nice boy.
Damn, Bill. Damn, Bill. Okay.
Using the 25 car of Brian Vickers to get by Mark Martin. He moved out, helped, tried to get him up closer to him. When he got there, moved up.
Junior becomes the DOD here on the, with about 56 to go.
You think that's having an effect on Mark's car?
Or 57 to go, I should say.
It will now. From now on, it will.
Oh,
I mean,
Vickers. Oh, he's outside.
Laps, it really won't, but. You know, the BP, the thing about it is, guys like Junior and these guys.
That was a major stack up there.
You got to be looking for that guy that's coming at you to make a pass that's got a lot of momentum. You want to drive in front of him, because if you can drive in front of him and get that push, that's going to win you this race.
And not too far back in this pack, you'll find the 24 car, Jeff Gordon. So he's among the leaders.
Oh, yep, there's Jeff Gordon.
Dave Burns.
And Bill, one of the most important people on a team is the spotter for these drivers. He's the eye in the sky that helps him
going to
make
lead
those
this
daring
lap?
moves at the end
Is
of this
he?
race. Well,
Nope. Junior's going to get him with the line.
But he's a veteran spotter. His name is Chuck Joyce, and he's a family friend from years back. When
Now they are working together. Now they're all on the high side.
But we haven't worked together a lot.
25, 48, 5 on the top side.
Almost 3 wide, Dave, at the front with Junior on the bottom, Johnson in the middle, and the 25 up high. Now, it's not surprising that Junior pulled in front of the 6. That was one of the conversations they talked about. Now Junior dives up high, says the car a little on the tight side, trying to maybe throw a block on the 5.
Now Vickers is cleared.
Jimmie Johnson's team continues to work at this car. Little bits and pieces of adjustments on every pit stop. Still, Johnson.
Why is he saying we're first? We're second, bro.
Even when he's out in front and getting all the airflow over the nose of the machine, Dave.
Kyle Busch working
I don't know
well
what it
together
is.
with others,
FBC
especially
scoring
his
was
teammates.
so
On that
messed
last
up back
lap,
then.
His car was good enough that they didn't want to make any changes. He believes now that it's good enough.
Like that's 17 different drivers now in the lead.
Mark Martin has had a tight race car for most of the afternoon. Those two tires we talked about starting to show now. Mark's in the cars going away handling-wise just a little bit, trying to keep it on the bottom line and keep it in that front pack, Dave.
Kurt Busch has won at least one race every year since actually starting last year. He's on a streak right now, looking for his first Daytona 500 win. Again, running very well here, looking to the inside of Mark Martin.
Looking inside.
And his teammate, the 12, Ryan Newman, trying to get up with the 2 as a drafting partner. Mark Martin pulls down in front. Newman's been fighting a tight condition and a vibration most of the afternoon. He feels like it's more of an aero-tight condition. And what about Reed Sorensen? Very impressive day in the high line right now on the outside of the 22. He was planning on trying to stay on the bottom most of the day like he did in his qualifying race where he had a successful
Now Junior's trying to make something happen again.
With the 26, Dave.
Oh, 3 wide.
With his car turning all day, that tight condition, he's been reporting it to his team. They've been working on it. It's the best it's been all day. Blaney now in the 22, in a team that's won here before, working his way to the front. Marty.
You watching F1 tomorrow? I'll try to wake up. I'll try to wake up for F1. Usually I fall asleep. Usually I'm asleep till like 9 or 10 in the morning. So I'm not sure. I might catch the end. I don't know what's gonna happen, but.
Make his presence known, slowly working his way up, but he's got it. The 43, Bobby Labonte, trying to dive on the inside, who's taken over the 43 this year. Labonte's
I am. All right. I think I'll be able to squeeze it in. That's if my lazy ass gets out of bed, because it's
Jeff Gordon, the defending 500 winner. The transmission's holding on.
It usually takes me about a good hour to hour and a half to get me out of bed. I'm sorry. I'm that fucking lazy, dude. I'm that lazy.
Biffle said earlier the car was handling beautifully. Then he had the issues on the right side. Now he's on the outside. Talking about what adjustments to make on their last stop. They tried the 2 tires earlier, and their tire wear was excellent, Marty.
Well, Matt, back there in that white and green car, the 14 of Sterling Marlin, a 2-time Daytona 500 winner. This is a backup car, and Sterling lurking in the field on their last 4 stops. They've made no changes to that car, Dave.
Casey Kane is running conservatively up front. He'd like to race more aggressively. At the end of the race, he's been staying mid to front pack most of the afternoon. We'll see what happens later on. Matt?
And Kenny Schrader taking over the 21 from Ricky Rudd, who finished second a couple times, but never got that win with the
Schrader
brothers,
can
hoping for a
do
win
something
with
here.
that famous car this year. He's battling weather issues. The car just tight. Meanwhile, David Stremme, who's also new in the 40 car this year.
Yeah, Stremme.
Rookie of the Year honors. Having a very
Stremme,
solid
he
day.
was
You can
going
see
for
a
Rookie of the
lot
Year this year.
cosmetic
This is also his
tape
first race
on
with
the
Chip
front of that
Ganassi.
car.
Well, Matt, remember earlier, Elliott Sadler was fast and up front of the field, and now he's not so fast. The car too tight for Elliott Sadler. He said the car will not run the bottom of the racetrack at all. He has to run high to carry the momentum that he needs, Dave.
Casey Mears thinks he can contend at the end, but his car just has a little trouble turning. His team made a track bar and air pressure adjustment last time.
Whoa, Casey, what are you doing, man?
Make it more racy for Casey.
That was a close goal there.
Good line, Dave. The 20 of Tony Stewart runs in 28th position. There are 36 cars on the lead
Cliff
lap.
Boyer trying to make it 3 wide.
First car officially retired from the race. 42 cars still in competition.
Damn, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good amount of cars left in the race.
Just 50 laps to go.
We're coming down to the nitty-gritty here, folks.
Still green here at Daytona. Brian Vickers continues to lead tonight on NBC. A huge night of Olympic action.
We're coming down to the nitty-gritty here,
Jennifer
folks.
Rodriguez goes for the gold in the women's 1,000 meter, and Todd Hayes makes a drive for gold in the 2-man bobsled. It's all tonight, 7 Eastern and Pacific on NBC. Teammates running 1-2. Brian Vickers, 22 years old, being pushed by his teammate Jimmie Johnson, who's racing this weekend without his crew chief. About 5 laps to pit stops.
And these pit stops are probably going to be the
Yeah,
most
we might have green flag pit stops for the
mean,
first time
this
race.
could-
Oh, trying to block!
A win all
Oh, Kurt, no! What are you doing?
He had two tires below the yellow line.
Was he forced down there? He's letting him get the spot back. So he did what he was supposed to do.
Kurt, what are you doing, bro?
So there's no foul right there. But this is where the pressure is put on those pit crews right now. These guys.
Damn, you already want to take this out of the race already, like 3 years, like 3 years before the rivalry even starts. God damn, Kurt, calm your tits.
Off pit road is 300 feet.
Chill. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Caution out.
Come on, really?
And they cannot make it on this stop. They've got to stop again after this pit stop.
Are you kidding me?
There to give a hand signal to Jimmie Johnson.
I just want to see green flag stops, man.
Kurt Busch in the 2.
Look at this shit, dude. Look at this shit.
He saw Kurt Busch make a move, so he went to put the block. Okay, so when he went to put the block on, actually 2 blocks right there.
He blocked tried to block on the outside, then the inside.
Look at this.
Busch knew he couldn't go past that line, so they made a little contact, but he realized he did, and he gave the spot.
I mean, I get that it's hard racing and crap like that, but
with the move that Jimmie Johnson made, but that is part of this racing.
He had quite a run there too.
Yeah.
Come on, so I mean, I understand Kurt had a run, but
we'll be back for the stops.
Come on, you didn't have to go all the way down there.
NBC Sports Live at the Daytona International Speedway, the season opener for the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series, the Daytona 500, the biggest race on the schedule. 200,000 people are here, 45 laps to go. Pit road is open. We're under caution. Brian Vickers will lead the field into what could be the final stops of the day. Marty.
And Bill, a developing story for the man in 4th place, Jamie McMurray. He told the crew under caution, the water pressure is at 0 in the car. I'm concerned about that. Chassis-wise, he's a little loose, and he says fast. Dave?
The back end of Brian Vickers' car wants to swap around. When he goes into the corner, they made a slight chassis adjustment for fresh tires to try to help him. Alan.
Front tire carrier Art Simmons stuck a piece of tape from part of the grill opening on Jimmie Johnson's car on his way around the car, trying to help the front end turn a little bit better, Matt.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. told his team, take a look at the front. I might have hit something.
Good stop there.
The car just feels a little different as Bill Elliott's away. They've already made the track bar adjustment to try to free him up more, Alan.
Air pressure and track bar adjustments for Tony Stewart as his crew tries to help his car's handling to see if he can get back toward the front.
Thanks, guys. Benny, these guys cannot make it from here, but if it stays green, we probably wouldn't see another 4-tire stop, would you think?
Probably fuel only, 2 right side tires. You're right. The least amount of time they can spin in the pits is what they'll do on that last stop.
So this set of stops sets
sure
the
is
stage
better
for
than
the
a Grom.
closing
Fuck
laps
out
of
of here with that
Daytona
argument.
500. 44 to go on NBC.
I mean, yeah, Nats won a championship, but this is our year. This is our year. Pete Alonso's the GOAT. Pete Alonso's the GOAT. Soto's the most overrated outfielder ever.
And 2005, he's the defending champion, our Valvoline winning moment.
That's typical bet stereotypes for you.
Daytona 500 championship.
Nah, man, I got nothing but respect for the Nationals. They give us pretty hard games at times.
Now watch the traffic on pit road here.
And Jimmie Johnson locked up that right front a
Oh,
little bit.
Newman!
When you slide those tires, you put flat spots on them and makes the cars vibrate.
Here you go.
Newman! Oh my God! Even back then, Ryan Newman was blocking like a dick.
Between pit lane and the racetrack.
So Jimmie Johnson back out on the track. His teammate Jeff Gordon will restart 17th. Lights out on the pace car. We'll get the green flag next time by. Marty, what are you working on for the 26th there?
Well, we told you Jamie McMurray has 0 water pressure. It concerns him. Does it concern you, Jimmy Finning?
Right now we got it a little bit too hot, but
Soto greater than Alonso. Have you seen how many home runs we hit?
So we should be all right now. That will not affect his horsepower for the rest of the race.
Nothing.
Not with the horsepower right now. Everything looking pretty good. You know, that Crown Royal Ford Fusion doing awesome out there today. But I think our horsepower is going to be there. The water at one point, guys, got up to 275.
Yeah, I apologize for that language.
That's not good.
Come on,
well,
man.
275 isn't.
Even back then, Ryan knew it was blocking. It was blocking like a
things, you know,
like a
260
dip.
safely. It's just when you start getting really hotter than that, it starts pushing water out. That's when you're in trouble.
Look who's running 29th on the lead lap. Kirk Shelmerdine.
This was the feel-good story of
Who the hell's
2006
this?
week. Came down on a shoestring.
Who the hell is this guy?
Daytona 500 qualified.
Got some financial help from the mother of a friend of his.
Yeah. Winifred Fieser up in Winston-Salem had been helping him the last 3 or 4 years. She passed away in November, but just before she did, she told her son, be sure you give Kirk that money. He needs to go to Daytona. They wrote the check. He came and made the Daytona 500.
Each year she'd given him $50,000. This year his son wrote the check for $60,000. That helped Kirk get into the race. He let it be known through the media that he needed a sponsor for tire money. He didn't get any, but some longtime Dale Earnhardt Sr. fans in the infield heard he needed money for tires. They got him on the cell phone, got a hold of him, and gave him money to pay his tire bill here today.
And while
what a story that is.
Back in the 80s.
Won 4 titles with Dale Earnhardt and 41 races.
All right. Scraggly there on that race.
Oh, yeah.
There's a gap there, back there, about 15th or so.
Oh, they're bumping into.
Oh, really? Shelmerdine was the crew chief for Dale Earnhardt Sr. during the early 90s.
Not the thing to do.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Now it all makes sense. Okay, now it all makes sense now. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got that mixed up. Yeah, he's definitely Hall of Fame worthy. Definitely Hall of Fame worthy.
Cloud cover, not a lot of onboards able to function properly because our helicopter is so low to the ground.
No, but we'll take it. This is great stuff here.
40 laps to go. 40 laps to go. Oh, no.
These cars look like they're glued to the racetrack, but trust me, they're not.
Oh, we're stuck in the middle. Stuck in the middle. Stuck in the middle. All right, Kurt's going to let us back in.
Around.
100 miles to go.
And once again, we saw Jimmie Johnson, that 48, move down and block the Kurt Busch 2 car.
This was really your first NASCAR race you watched? Yes, it was. I have not watched a race any earlier than that. Nothing.
On the outside.
Not one race until this one.
That high line BP trying to get the momentum back. Brian Vickers in the 25 car leading that pack.
Junior out front, Ryan Newman runs second. Jimmie Johnson in the 48, third in that inside line.
Newman
trying to go for the lead.
To the high side in that 12 car.
No. What in the world was he trying to help use that 25 to get by the 8? Alan?
Hey guys, when that 48 car's coming at you, right there, see that bright neon piece of tape on the grill? Yeah, that's the chassis adjustment they made last time. Jimmie Johnson's been looking for more front-end grip on that car all day, so that's what they did. The tire carrier, Art Simmons, stuck that on there. Now, when you stick that on a race car that's been out in the hot, oily, grubby race conditions all day, sometimes tape doesn't stick. This one has stuck. Jimmie's hoping it helps his car for this final run to the checkers.
Going 188 miles per hour is helping us stick there really good too. But what that does is closing the opening in that grill. So it's making the air is hitting that tape, actually helping it push the nose down to the ground. Push the nose down the ground, that pushes the tires into the racetrack more. That gives them more grip.
Feels like there's so much debris on the track. It's not even, NASCAR doesn't even know it.
To make that outside line work.
Because if this was modern day NASCAR, that would have been a caution.
Hey, he's in front.
And now Newman goes to the lead.
Thanks. See ya.
Good see you. Brian Vickers, 25. I appreciate the push, but
well, that's what you're going to start doing in this part of the race. I mean, you've got 38 laps to go, but you know you've got friends out there, but you're really going to start using them.
that lead didn't last long, did you? Here comes Junior back.
Do you think Jimmie will make the playoffs? I'm honestly banking on we have to win, and I'm honestly banking on a win at this point because that's probably realistically the only way we're going to come back This really is going to depend on how many races we miss. If it's like 2 to 3 races, I think the furthest we may fall back is like 18th in points.
It really is, and that's where you start when you start doing things like
So,
that. You start hurting.
Jimmie!
All kinds of good stuff.
Jamie Mack stacked up the field.
He doesn't want to see pit lane anymore today.
And you think that Jeff Gordon in 24 car not having third gear would miss that gear where he has to make a green flag stop.
It's going to be that double header at Dover, though. Yeah, I'm really hoping I'm actually going to be there to actually see Jimmy's final race of the Monster Mile.
They run side by side, nose to tail, and we haven't seen very much contact.
But
it's not over yet.
We get into that 20 lap
This ain't over yet.
window when things really start getting
over
desperate,
yet.
especially those guys back 4 or 5 rows. They want to get to the front. That's when things start getting hairy.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr. talked about that exact.
As the race comes down to it, everybody wants to win, so there's really no give. Lots
Have
of tape,
you
lots of beating and banging.
ever gotten any bots in your comments? No, thank God.
Out of character moves. What I like to call
Well,
it.
well, on streams, no, but videos, yeah.
What are you thinking, but it was the Daytona 500. You got to do what it takes to win.
It's impossible to underscore what a win in this race means to a Nextel Cup driver.
And it's not just the win. It's the guy that's running 5th wants to run 4th. The guy running 12th wants to run 11th. Every position you can get is valuable.
And Jeff Gordon there in the center, that 24 car, trying to work his way to the front. So they've obviously adjusted on that car.
Look at all those packed stands, man.
You don't run in the middle here at Daytona.
Those packed stands, I swear to God.
In that 24 car, how about it, Alan?
Well, Bill, first of all, the transmission has lived. That was Steve Letarte, the crew chief's biggest concern earlier. But remember when they first had the problem, what was it Steve told Jeff? It's early in the race. We've got a long way to go. We've got time to work on it. They've kept working on it, and they're getting back into contention.
Alan, did you say he had 3rd gear now?
I said the transmission is held together. That was their concern when they dropped 3rd gear.
I got you.
Now, this is kind of what we saw in the Busch race.
It's definitely starting to get racy now.
The finish of the race, we start seeing more and more 3 wide, and you'll see them 3 wide, 8 rows back.
There are 36 cars on the lead lap. The top 35 are separated by less than 6 seconds. So how many cars still have a chance to win this?
Every one of those cars in that picture has a shot at winning this race.
Are you rooting for Justin Allgaier in tomorrow's race? Hell yeah, I'm rooting for Justin Allgaier. Freaking Kamikaze's running for him.
And the 12th car, Ryan Newman. I watched him.
I'm gonna be really intrigued though to see what Justin Allgaier could do in top level equipment.
Ryan Newman in the 12.
If he has a solid day tomorrow, I'm officially sold on him as a driver.
I mean, he gave him a good push, and that's what he needed, but Junior did a good job holding that car straight, because when you hit somebody that hard, you actually take the rear wheels off the racetrack, and the car gets squirrely, and you got to let the guy behind you get off you.
Justin can't do anything in Xfinity. Well, it's because he doesn't have any luck. He's been fast, but he just hasn't had any breaks in like I don't know how many seasons he's been running.
Back up just a little bit to let the 8 car get control.
He hasn't catched any breaks. This is gonna be. This is gonna be Justin's first true opportunity to see what he can do in top equipment. I'm gonna be pretty intrigued to see what Justin Allgaier can do tomorrow.
Car's a little tight down in 1 and 2, but it is great down in 3 and 4. And that vibration we told you earlier, it's gone away. Dave.
Matt, as we've been watching, the 2-car Kurt Busch has raced up front nearly all day. And talking with crew chief Roy McCauley this morning, he said, we will race as hard as we can to stay up front all day long. And within the last 40 laps, that is the time to go. Now there's 32 left, Matt.
It will be interesting if we get a green flag final pit stop. In fact, one owner who has a car in the top 10 came on the radio and said to his team, if it was green flag stops all day, the 8 team would have the field a lap down. They have been magnificent on pit road. They are about 5 to 6 laps short of making it, so they are going to have to go. Now, the big question, BP and Wally, will it be a gas and go, 2 tires? That's the big question here on pit road.
These guys have got to pit again.
I think you got to gas and go. I don't think you can take tires unless your car is really, really bad.
If we're just talking about 6 or 7 laps. We aren't talking about that much gasoline.
Right. You know, another thing about these guys, too, don't forget, there's a lot of guys that are looking at their rides from last year, either in their mirror or in their windshield. And that's something, too, that when a driver changes teams, the last thing he wants to do the first race of the year is get beat by the
finally got it. Okay, finally got into line.
And the first thing he wants to do is beat that guy.
And you've got a lot of, you got Busch up there, and Casey Mears is up there, Jamie McMurray's up there.
Yeah, if Justin Allgaier does win tomorrow, the win is not going to count because he's racing for Xfinity Championship. So
2 laps later, he's going back towards the front again.
Would be a nice kick. Would be a nice kick in the face, though.
That's Hermie Sadler.
Oh no, not Hermie, not Hermie.
Here in Daytona this week.
No. Oh man.
He's 36. He was the last car on the lead lap. He's going to have to limp back to pit road. Really saved his car. Didn't run a lot of the practices. Took care of his equipment. Was hoping to get a good finish here. Last place in this race pays about $250,000. And now Hermie's 36th.
Ooh, there's Jeff Burton. And the 31 car gets a little bit sideways, being in the middle, coming off of turn 4. See,
whoa, Kyle!
Murray gets in that 5 and almost turned him around.
Almost turned him.
It's going to get more.
Murray almost dumped Kyle.
There's going to be a lot less, you know, cooperation with each other. This is going to get pushing.
We're down to about 30 laps. I mean, this is. I mean,
there's more and more of these moments
up
where you
from
go,
here
how
on out.
these guys not wrecked. McMurray didn't say anything about that last one, but he says that his car is loose, but he's fast, and that's what he wants it to be. He's
still stuck up high. Still stuck up high. Trying to get 3 wide now.
All of them.
Or 2 wide.
Okay, just show us.
Mark Martin runs back in the 18th spot in the 6 car after leading.
Well, don't forget, he's still on, or did he take 4? Is he still on those 2 tires?
No. I think he took 4 the last time.
Last stop.
Okay. Marty? Well, the reason they're back in the pack, Bill, is that they had to pit twice. When they came down pit road, they took on the 4 tires. They didn't get it all the way full with fuel, so they had to come back down pit road and get all the fuel in that they could.
Somebody's smoking back there, and I'm not
sure.
Oh,
somebody.
I saw that trial just a moment ago. I don't know if
David Stremme, perhaps, but there's a black and yellow car. I've been seeing some smoke coming out of the.
There goes Stremme in the 40. It's Mike Wallace in the 09 in front of Mark Martin in the 6.
Does that look like Strumme's car?
Smoke. I see smoke coming out of one of those cars.
Could be a tire rub from contact in traffic. Strumme's already got some damage there.
Let's watch the back of the 40 as he goes through the corners when you really see it. See the smoke right there?
Yes.
Definitely smoke coming out of the back of that car.
Yeah, that's out of Strumme. Oh yeah, the car's going up.
And that car was running up the track a little bit too. There's Tony Stewart in the 20. 22nd last time by.
Tony Stewart still
has time to win this race.
Jeff Gordon down low.
Here comes Gordon.
Gonna take the spot away from Dave Blaney in the 22.
Gordon is now back up into the top 10 for the first time since the wreck.
Spot.
And he can see the leaders.
Alan?
Benny, I just talked to Steve Letarte, Jeff Gordon's crew chief, and asked him about that transmission being out 3rd gear and how that might impact his final pit stop. He said, just don't look for us to be here long. That's how I'm going to try to make up for it.
But, yeah, I understand. So what you're saying is they'll probably take less than they would normally because they're going to lose that time getting up to speed?
Yeah, that's exactly it, Wally. They're going to try and shorten the time they're on pit road to make up for the time they know they're going to lose by not having 3rd gear coming back up to speed.
Have you been able to get how far they can go, Alan, how short they are?
Gordon's got that lead pack now.
You're going to be somewhere around 6 or 7 laps short. I am seeing a couple guys that are running the calculations again like somebody may try it.
Oh, you
try to go all the way.
Yep, why not? Yeah. Ryan Newman won 8 poles last season, 1 race. Talented young driver from South Bend, Indiana, leading the race, the Daytona 500.
How about Kurt Busch in that new ride?
His first ride, first race really since Texas.
Team Penske 1 and 2. They're showing their early dominance.
When he was suspended by Roush Racing.
The 32 car may have gotten the wall off of turn 2. I see some smoke coming from that car.
Here comes Gordon.
The 24 on the bumper of Casey Kane in the 9.
Casey Kane, last time by, was running the 7th position. Yeah, we see the 32 car now is smoking.
Oh, that's Travis Quapple. Oh, there he goes. Oh, no.
Put some debris down.
That's going to bring out a yellow.
All right, now, how many
and there goes the strategy.
In order not to come down pit lane.
Oh, wow. I think they'll all come down and change 4 tires.
I think so.
Yeah.
What, the 2 tires?
I think
the mom will probably change 2.
Here, I'm taking 4. 25 to go.
Well, I would love to have 4, but like Mark Martin back there for position, he might take 2.
Yeah. Very, very hard to get through the field when they're 3 wide.
Now here's a contradiction of terms. Matt Kenseth is the lucky dog.
I don't think he'll agree with you on that.
No, he won't. First car off the lead lap. That will put Matt back on the lead lap.
Oh, goodness. Matt Kenseth back on the lead lap. He is going to need a miracle, though, to make his way to have a shot to win. He's going to need a miracle at this point.
With, 25 laps to go.
Well, there's some smoke coming from that car, but it's not from the equipment.
Yeah. Overheating from the cockpit.
Was run into by Tony
All right,
Stewart earlier in the race.
All right, good night, NASCAR with the podcast,
by
man.
NASCAR for not responding to the request to behave politely. Matt Kenseth drives a 17 car. There he is, run into the grass by Stewart. Now here's the big part, across
Look at
the track.
this.
Nobody got him.
Still no. I still don't know how he did not hit him.
The lucky dog.
Now this is what he was penalized for, going down and making a swipe at the 20 cars that came off pit road.
They gave him the black and white flag.
There's the black flag with the white cross.
They didn't score him for 1 lap.
And this could very well be the
pit
final
road
stop
is
of the
open.
race.
Cars to pit road. Marty. Bill Jamie McMurray's running 4th. They have borrowed the front tire changer from Carl.
Oh, McMurray overshoots the pit stall.
To push it back, he will lose some track position. 4 tires, no changes, Dave.
Kurt Busch came into the pits thinking he might want a little air pressure adjustment in the right rear. Just a
you
little
got,
bit more
oh my God, you hate to see that for McMurray.
A brief debate about 2 or 4 tires on Jimmie Johnson's team radio. They'll go with 4 and an air pressure adjustment for the 48, Matt.
Middle of your screen, Ryan Newman doesn't want any changes to the 12 car. Says it's a little free on entry, but he contact with the 21
contact
of Kenny Schrader trying to make his way into his pit stall. Schrader is pulled in parallel. The 8 car.
Sterling Marlin in the lead.
Track bar adjustment on the 8 of Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Wow, you could see it coming.
No, didn't touch him at all.
Oh, goodness
You're right,
me.
he didn't touch him at all?
Take a look.
Let's see. 21 cars coming into the pits.
No, he didn't.
He did not touch him.
All that smoke was from Schrader, and actually Schrader did a great job keeping it off of the 12 car. He did everything he could not to hit Ryan Newman right there.
If Ryan Newman wins this race, he needs to go straight to Kenny Schrader and say thank you, Kenny.
You bet.
Hey, Fish Productions, how you doing, buddy?
When the car drops, you go.
Yeah, there's a contact right there.
By driver and spotter.
You hate to see it for Kenny Schrader.
A lot of times it's the crew chief, sometimes it's the spotter. Under caution in the Daytona 500, the great American race, and just 23 laps to go.
Finished a 2-hour-long Uno game? Oh my God, that must have been hell.
Open today. Bon Jovi rocking the speedway. 200,000 people here.
Bon Jovi, one of my favorite artists of all time.
Green flag. Jeff Burton on the pole, and a couple of medal-winning Olympians waving the green flag. Then things started to get interesting.
Art Truex Jr., the 1 car, gets pushed up in the
What's
wall.
up, Bryce?
25 of Brian Vickers.
Getting down to it here.
33. Contact between Greg Biffle and Jeremy Mayfield.
And we'll see that again. Gordon pushes up the racetrack, pinches Stewart into the wall. Both of them damaged on the right side of their cars.
But both continue.
After Stewart had made a nice save and had actually taken the lead. Then Jeff Green said contact from Dale Jarrett. Gave him this wild ride. J.J. Yaley, Joe Nemechek, Kyle Petty, and Carl
big
Edwards
crash.
in the 99 car with the wild ride. Kyle with the up-close view. Lap 107. Tony Stewart runs into Matt Kenseth. Kenseth into the grass, up the track, across traffic.
Torture. We would get to know that someone can nail with 10 cards and just have this cycle of suffering.
Stewart was penalized for over-aggressive
Eventually I am gonna get Uno. By the way, we're only 30. We're now 37 subscribers away from 2,000. Thanks for reminding me there, Logan Thomas, on the subs. We're only 37 away from 2,000 now.
13 lead changes, 29 caution laps. Hermie Sadler and Carl Edwards are the two cars out.
Tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your friends of friends, NASCAR fans and friends you know. Subscribe to Blue Tree 48 Fan. We're getting closing in on that 2K.
And the crew chiefs are making very, very important decisions, Bill. Lance Brew's decision was no fresh tires on Brian Vickers, number 25. Why?
Just because when we get back in traffic, the car's just too tight. And I know even if we got 2 tires, it would be too tight in traffic.
I never knew Lance Vickers was the crew chief of Brian Vickers.
It's getting late in this race. We want to
before Dale Jr. had that dip of performance in 2009.
You gotta know that there's good fixing to be some pileups behind us, and hopefully we'll just stay out front of it.
Your tire wear must have been good enough today that you felt confident in the rubber.
I mean, the car is just.
There's something. There's a face you haven't seen in a while.
Brian radioed in and said, would you take this sticker off the back? Says, don't run with me. We peeled her off about the 4th pit stop, and we've been really good ever since.
All right, somebody go with Brian Vickers. Just don't pass him, Bill.
Thank you, Dave. We saw Jamie McMurray overshoot his pit stall, had to be pushed back.
Restart 14th
on the restart.
That little mistake, BP, cost him a lot of positions, 10 or 11 positions. Just
here we go.
Easy to do here at Daytona.
And it may cost him a chance to win the Daytona 500.
20 to go as they get the green flag.
20 laps to go.
Wallace has used pit strategy. Got up to 6th in the 09 car.
And he goes with Jimmie Johnson in the 48. Ducks down underneath his teammate.
The final 20 laps.
That's Casey Mears.
We get down to the nitty-gritty here.
Wallace with a fuel-only stop, just like Vickers.
Sorry, Newman's got to run. I wouldn't be surprised to see if he gets. Get shuffled out.
If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button as we close it on the end of this race.
In the 14 car.
And this is where BP you can go from 3rd to 15th in half a lap.
Mike Wallace now coming up to the field. Casey Mears is up here now.
Okay, what do I do here now?
Well, Kurt had a pretty big run.
Oh, Sterling Marlin left the door wide open.
If you find some
up to
space
second
on the racetrack, you take it, because if you let the throttle a little bit, it just kills your momentum.
That's what Jeff Gordon said in the countdown. He said, the last thing you want to do, get out of the gas. Look at how this pack broke away from the rest of the guys.
Got about a 9-car breakaway. If these guys would get in line, Junior and these fellas might not be able to. Well, that's too many laps to go. Junior will be able to run them down.
The 2 tires did not work for Sterling Marlin. There's Earnhardt with rookie Denny Hamlin, who won the Budweiser shootout here last Sunday. Then Jeff Gordon in the 24 and that Fleet 26
NASCAR, National Association for Boxcar Amazon Racing. Imagine if there was a NASCAR series that was nothing but boxes. I'm not sure if you see my comment on Carnation's recent video. Oh, Junior!
That was close.
That's going to be a close call.
That was a close call. I don't know what the.
Go below the yellow line and pass.
That was a really close call. How about Denny Hamlin? Just barely cricked, just outside the top 10.
Here comes off the tri-oval. Goes on the bottom.
Nah, he wasn't down there fully.
I think to make that call.
Nah, he wasn't down there. Nah. Yeah, he's clean.
I think he was on the line, but he wasn't below the line.
He was on it, but he wasn't below the line. What's up, Redbird?
And NASCAR agrees with us and says he was clean with that move.
3 wide here.
On the high side, had a good run. Yeah, I think if Kyle Busch in that 5 car and Gordon in the 24 can line up behind Junior, they can get there, but there's just not enough help for Junior right now.
McMurray gave Mike Wallace a shove.
He did. Going down into turn 1.
Mike was in a hard crash here in the truck race Friday night.
Now McMurray needs to slide up in front of the 8 car. Those guys can get together.
8 car going backwards. Look at all these guys.
Oh, Junior.
Junior must have had to lift for something.
He's finally
Oh, Boyer now in his back bumper.
in the 07.
That's a long way back.
Junior's got some work to do now.
For something. I don't know if he lost the car or what, but that's what I was talking about earlier. You don't want to get out of the gas. If you do, that's what happens.
Vickers continues to lead after a fuel-only stop.
And Allen reported that someone said they wanted to be the first car off pit road to the checkered flag.
Now you can't see anything out of this. Now you can't see anything out of this. The mist is starting to pick back up again.
Those are teammates. They drive for Rick Hendrick and Hendrick Motorsports. Brian Vickers, 22 years old. And Jimmie Johnson.
Still trying to stay content right now.
And I tell you, a lot of folks say there's a lot of heat on this Brian Vickers, this driver of the 25 car. Last year, all the drivers for Hendrick Motorsports won except him. So he needs a victory.
How about Vickers, Dave?
He's driving like he's got
15
eyes
to
in
go.
the back of his head, Bill. Actually, that spotter, Chuck Joyce, telling him every move the guys behind him are making. Vickers needs to know that so that he can block any move that he can and try to hold that lead.
Oh
my God!
Football team going to the Super Bowl, and the week of the game, their head coach is suspended.
I thought that was going to be a wreck for sure.
That's what's happened with Jimmie Johnson's team here this weekend. The crew chief, like a head coach on a race team, Chad Knaus not here. Darian Grubb, normally the man that sits at Chad Knaus's right side, looking at the computers, working with the fuel mileage, working with the engineers on the adjustments. He was promoted to call this race for Jimmie Johnson. He said to me this morning, we've got a deep bench on this team. Grubb is 30 years old. He's from a small town called Floyd, Virginia. He's been with the team for 4 years. He may be working his way toward Daytona's victory.
Yeah, they're trying. Oh, going outside.
While you were talking about Johnson's team, he had his hands full there, Alan.
But now he does have a push from that 12 car from behind.
Oh, Kurt Busch! Oh, we got it. Oh, there they go.
24 saved it.
Made the save.
Great job.
That's a caution.
Sorry, Wally. Caution is out. The field is frozen.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah.
Look at the rear of that automobile. It's gone.
He must have just.
This was the start. Yep, that's the start of the bad seasons. 2006 season for Kurt Busch. Bad seasons.
14 laps to go.
This was the start of the bad season.
You see him right behind Ryan Newman. Here comes Jamie McMurray.
Yep, McMurray.
And that's what shredded the tires. Well, I think
Gordon got collected. Oh, man. Marlin got a piece of it.
I think Jeff Gordon just ripped the right side off his car. Was that earlier damage? See something on the right rear of the 24 car?
Have to get a better look at it.
Oh, you hate to see it.
And McMurray just gets in the back. Talked about that earlier. You can't touch somebody's bumper in the corners at Daytona.
You can't even see it.
Turn 2 back there, right?
This is how bad the fog is.
Sure did.
You don't even know how it started, but it was a tap from McMurray.
Oh, that's a disappointing end to Kurt Busch's day.
I think Jeff Gordon is probably the guy. Well, maybe the left rear is already flat, or Jeff Gordon might have been the guy that flattened the left rear tire on Kurt Busch's car.
Jeff Gordon. Wow, what a hell of a save by him.
But you're right, the tire did the damage.
Yeah.
Dave?
What's up, Jimmy?
And they're trying to just at least change the tires on Kurt Busch's car. A southern phrase was used down here to describe the condition. Our car is tore slam up, which means it's not going to win the Daytona 500 in Kurt Busch's first outing for Penske Racing.
And that right front took one heck of a lick. As a matter of fact, I don't know if they can get the tire off. That might be what they're working on.
Yeah, that white stuff in between the tire and the wheel is concrete.
How would McFlurry be made if the ice cream machine doesn't work? Oh, it sucks when that happens. This is why I don't eat. This is why I don't drink.
Kurt is
this is why I don't drink this type of stuff.
26 car has not been penalized for aggressive driving.
Pit road is open. So far, no takers.
Yeah, where's the crying towel at, Jimmy? Where's the crying towel at?
A couple guys
If anything, honestly, Jimmy Spencer. If anything, honestly, it has to go to Tony Stewart. He was been a straight up asshole all race long.
Be about 10 laps to go.
AB, Steve Letarte, radio and the crew, check the right side damage. We're going to be in the back anyway. Take your time. Let's make sure you fix it good. This is what we've got to run up to the finish with and get all we can.
Yeah, that piece of tape on the right rear was from the earlier incident with the off turn 2. So,
and this is actually kind of a smart move because you know you got 10 laps to go. You put 4 tires on it. Every car you pass between now and the end of the race is a position in points.
Right, 3 points.
This is the first race of the year, so wherever you wind up in this race is where you are in points.
Good second place finish earlier today.
Win the Daytona 500, but if you keep your
By the way, this is all a joke.
Right. So
this
I'm
is not the real Justin Haley.
30th, but I'm putting 4 tires on. These guys
keep that in mind.
4 fresh tires, and maybe I can pass
yeah,
10 or
good
15
job.
guys here.
And Jimmie Johnson has
good race for Justin Haley. Really good race for him.
Automobile. When it was announced he was going to be the crew chief, I walked by him and
if he had, I think, like a few more laps, I think he probably could have given Chase Briscoe a shot.
It's my first opportunity to win the Daytona 500. So he was confident even at the first day.
And that helps.
Very much so.
So they continue to work on the car of Jeff Gordon. Jimmie Johnson, his teammate.
Yeah, it's about to be
Daytona 500.
It's about to be midnight here on the East Coast. 9 p.m. for all you West Coast viewers. But we're closing in on the end and towards the end of this stream tonight. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys tonight.
Bush wanted to know why Jamie McMurray wasn't being posted by NASCAR.
Apparently,
Jamie's account of what happened.
Apparently,
on the brake and it just kept going. I couldn't help it.
Apparently, y'all really like this, so
I think he had to check
maybe
up real bad
I think I may make this into a little series
when I hit him,
going forward.
He had to let up. I had to run and I let off and I just couldn't.
Who knows? Maybe even after Jimmy retires, I could maybe even do this into the off season if you want.
Last year had a 97 on it and was driven by Kurt Busch for Roush Racing. McMurray moving over to take that ride from Chip Ganassi.
Shootout time.
Yep.
Johnson in the lead.
Jimmie Johnson has been a championship challenger the last several seasons, but has not managed to win the title, but has been there every year. He drives for Rick Hendrick. There's Rick on pit road. Behind him is Brian Vickers,
who needs a victory so bad. Will he push his teammate to the victory, or shall he go for the checker flag himself?
A lot of emotion packed into that 25 car as well, Benny.
That was Papa Joe's car, Rick's father.
And the man that found Brian Vickers was Rick's son, Ricky. Ricky was one of 10 people killed in a plane crash a year ago, October, in Virginia.
Brian Newman, the 12 car, has been strong. He has another Dodge. Casey Mears, the 42, right behind him.
But he lost his best friend,
Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch, his teammate, not there to help him. So now he's going to have to really dig.
And Casey Mears in 4th spot. He was on the winning team of the Rolex 24 here a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So he knows his way to victory
Casey
lane.
Mears, he won the Rolex. He did win the Rolex 24 that year.
Paint scheme now with those Texaco Haviland colors.
This is still anybody's race. This is still anybody's race here.
He'll be coming in a hurry.
First
Here we
14
go.
cars in the running order did not pit. 10 laps to go, 25
We
miles.
got 10 laps to go here in the Daytona 500. Now this part right here of the race is when I start to shake. I start to shake like crazy. 5-year-old me was jumping up and down as the laps were counting down.
Time it just right and hook up with 2 or 3 guys. You can pick up.
I was jumping up and down as the laps were counting down.
Breakaway. Matt on Earnhardt.
Junior's made it back up to 9th. Now he dropped all the way back to 20th. Under that call, she said, you know, I made an uncharacteristic mistake, especially in plate racing. It cost me, but no worries. We'll work our way back up to the front.
Matt, that's when he got out of line and ended up going backwards?
Absolutely. Dropped all the way back to 20th, Bill. Slowly working his way back up, but he's not in that lead group of cars. Gonna have to drag with the 5 of Busch to get his pass.
I mean, if it works, great if you can pull it off, but if you don't have the momentum to catch that front group, you may not have a shot at the win.
Alan, how about Johnson?
What do you think his favorite color would be right now, Bill? Here's a hint. Look at the stripe to his left. Jimmie Johnson wants to hug that yellow stripe with this Chevrolet. He thinks if he protects the bottom, he might be able to keep all these hungry drivers behind him all the way to the checkered flag.
And Benny, you talked about the pressure on Brian Vickers. Now he's in a difficult situation. He wants to win a race, but he might have to push his teammate to victory.
He's getting pushed around right now. Let me tell you, Ryan Newman is all over the rear bumper of that 25 car. The 25 has been loose, and I don't know how much they got that car tightened up, but if Newman keeps pounding on the back of that bumper, that 25 car may just slide up the racetrack. He may lose that spot.
And he took fuel only last time. So no tires, no fresh rubber on that 25 car. That always helps the handling.
McMurray in the 26 tried to go by on the outside, was not able to make the pass. Here comes Elliott Stadler on the inside, along with the 5 car of Kyle Busch.
Casey Kane moved over to block. There's McMurray in the 26.
Now these guys racing side by side will let that 8 car catch this group and the group that he's towing.
Curious, Aspen, how'd you react to hear about Justin Coleman and Hendrick? You're talking about Justin Allgaier. I mean, this is his first real chance to see what he can do in top equipment. So I'm pretty intrigued to see what he can do tomorrow.
He's had the legendary Buddy Baker on the radio most of the day, giving his pointers and also just pumping him up. Newman says the car is good, so is his tires. Matt Borland said 10-4 all in.
Got 27 people watching. Can we get up to 30 before this is all said and done? Maybe even more. Oh, Tony Stewart!
Wow, somebody got forced down at the bottom.
Oh, Tony!
How did he save that? And he only lost one spot.
What a save!
He's gonna lose some more as he lost his momentum.
Yeah, that was Kyle Busch, and that's not over.
Yeah, but 20 gets back to the 5.
Casey Kane's now up into the top 5.
Looks like Tony Stewart dives to the bottom, and well, Kyle Busch just ran him down to the bottom of the racetrack.
Oh yeah, yeah. Kyle blocked him. I think Kyle went down.
Stewart had that thing sideways too.
He sure did. And look at Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car. He's trying to work his way back.
Here comes
there
Junior.
5th or 6th spot.
Junior, get up, yo. Junior
like
fans, get up off your seats.
Newman has been able to get by the 25 car. Here comes Casey Mears, 42.
Yeah, I don't think that 25 car has got the tires he needs to do what he's got to do.
Black flag, Kyle Busch in the 5 car, aggressive driving.
Oh, snap.
Penalty, Kyle Busch was
R.I.P. to the Kyle Busch fans. Oh, you hate to see it.
And he'll have to do it, otherwise he'd be like Matt Kenseth.
He was having such a great race.
The penalty that he's getting is
and that one move.
Tony Stewart just had to go
that one move just ended his race. By the way, we got 5 laps to go.
Kyle, they got us up on the board. Too wide.
Well, Jamie McMurray's going backwards now.
He's not going to get the pit lane this lap.
He might have trouble getting to pit lane.
If he does, there's going to be a big wreck.
Be 4 to go when you get to the line this time.
4 to go.
Jimmie Johnson leads, Ryan Newman 2nd. Casey Mears 3rd.
Here comes Junior.
From Dave.
And Kurt agreed to talk to us right now. He just asked, let me get over to this side. Kurt, you've had about 5 minutes to sit in your car while they rolled it back to the garage here. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, we had a great car all day. I was so proud of our team. Miller Lite Dodge was beautiful. Working with my teammate Ryan Newman, we had a win in this race.
Jamie! No!
Too bad. Watching TV right now.
No!
I just won the Indy race 13 times, and we were really going to
No!
came up just a bit short. So thanks to all my sponsors. Great ride today. Mobile One and
no!
So we'll be back.
That was just
thank you very
much.
Oh,
500, and
what?
so was the car that got tangled up with it,
And
Bill.
Kirk didn't really seem sincere to me when he said
Sounded a little
that.
sarcastic.
Yeah.
I mean, thanks, Dave. Appreciate you going back there
Oh,
and getting that.
no!
So Jamie McMurray brings out the caution. We could be looking at a green-white checkered finish in the Daytona 500.
I thought Bobby Labonte might be involved, and let's see.
Oh my God!
26.
Oh yeah,
Both get in the
yeah.
outside
Jeff
retaining
Burton
wall,
went
and
up, I
McMurray
think.
loses it and does get into Bobby Labonte in the 43.
And then Bobby hits the wall.
Oh
Denny Hamlin runs in the back of the
no!
31. Maybe not.
Jamie McMurray, I
okay.
think very well. I think he was honestly the second best car in line to win this race. You truly hate to see that, man.
Close racing here.
Well, the closer you get to the finish, the more desperate drivers become.
Wow.
The more daring, because the reward is
That's
so great.
that's okay though. That's okay though for all you
Very
McMurray
disappointing
Mans
fare for
fan.
Bobby Labonte. Both Petty
Oh,
Enterprises
not
cars
Bobby
look good down here this
too.
week, both
No.
today.
The 26 was up there. I don't know if the 31 just lost the car and slid up there, BP, and I'm not sure.
Trying to block
Oh, Mikey almost got turned. Oh, he saved it though.
That's off of.
Result is the same.
That's where did that happen?
Oh, you gotta hate that though for Bobby Labonte.
You forecast that would be a difficult turn today, and it has been for several drivers. And that'll be interesting to talk to those guys after the race.
There's Matt Kenseth, the 17
Oh, Denny
car,
Hamlin
going by,
has
picking
nowhere
up
to go.
A few spots.
43, Bobby Labonte. Denny Hamlin,
Truly
Jamie
hate to
McMurray,
truly
Jeff
hate
Burton,
to
Bobby
see
Labonte.
that. Bobby Labonte was
Damaged late in the Daytona
underdog,
500.
easily an
I
underdog
think
this
Jeff Burton is
race.
going to have to come to pit road because I saw there he is on pit road. I saw some smoke off the tires where they're rubbing the fenders.
Good call on your part, Benny. Up front, Jimmie Johnson, Ryan Newman, Casey Mears, Elliott Sadler, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
not
Rookie
pitted.
Clint Boyer is 6th. Tony Stewart has worked his way up to 7th in what has been a wild day. Then it's Casey Kane, Brian Vickers, Kyle Busch serving a pass-through penalty for aggressive driving.
Which means now he has to start at the end of the longest line because when he gets to pit road, all the cars on the racetrack get to go by him before he get back out.
Which is still better than doing it under the green.
Oh,
because
yes.
he would have lost a lap if he did it under the green.
Very much so.
So Kyle Busch waits for the field to go by, then he will rejoin the longest line. It'll be a single file restart when we go back to green.
And Tony Stewart is being shown in the 7th position.
I mean, Tony
He's
Stewart
been
could
a roller
possibly
coaster day
have
for
this
that guy,
day.
huh?
Could possibly pull off an upset.
Came in here with very high hopes. Really wants to
Tony
win
Stewart
the
could
Daytona 500.
could possibly
Won
win
here
this.
last July, a race that ended at about 1:30 in the morning. Then climbed the fence, celebrated with the fans, went on to win the Brickyard 400, take his 2nd series championship. Today it has been an adventure for Tony, but he's certainly in it.
Oh man, this is
Dale
hella
Earnhardt
tiring.
Jr., past winner of the Daytona 500. You heard the guys on pit road talk about how Junior admitted making a mistake, a rare mistake in a restrictor plate race.
You know, when these cars put fuel in them the last time, they might have been figuring on a 200-lap race. Well, this thing is going to be about 202, 203. I wonder if those extra laps might mean something as far as fuel is concerned.
You know, some teams thought about it, and some probably did not, Benny. Excellent point.
But I think they're going to try to, I would think that NASCAR would try to get this thing. We've got 5 laps to go in the race. They would try to get this thing off as close as possible to the real finish, so they don't run into that problem.
Well, we've already completed actually 198.
Oh, okay.
This is coming down for 199.
Yeah. Okay. You trusted the computer.
What am I thinking?
Gosh. Matt.
Well, Bill, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has climbed to 5th, and he's, like I mentioned before, all by himself trying to figure out who he can get to work with him. But he was telling his crew chief, Tony Eury Jr., about his race car, which has been tight, but also about the motor under the hood.
I'm doing everything I do. I'm just scared to go up there, lose all these spots. You know, y'all pit stops the fence so damn good all day long. I hate to not get the finish it deserves. It's like that old motor's like an old man. It'll wake up, run for a while, fall back asleep.
That sounds like Weber in the booth.
Oh, thank you.
Don't wake me up.
Matt, that's entertaining to listen to him during an afternoon, isn't it?
It's like Comedy Central, Bill. It's a pleasure to listen. I really think he should syndicate his radio traffic. But meanwhile, the 12 of Newman, he's trying to work with the 42 and the 38. He said, look, if they work with me, when we get to the last lap, it's every man for himself. But Wally and BP, can you wait that long if you're the 42 and 38?
No.
No. No, they got to make it 3-4 wide. That's what they got to do.
Let's get an update from Alan.
All right, Darian Grubb, here's one of your duties as crew chief for the day. You get to talk to the TV reporter in the final laps. What's your driver saying about his chances to hold this back off?
I think his chances are very good. Chad Knaus and Mr. Hendrick have built an incredible team in this Lowe's 48 team. The Lowe's Monte Carlo has been great all night. I don't think we've fallen out of the top 10 the entire night. Makes my job pretty easy to be able to call a race like this. These guys are incredible, and we're just going to see how it works out.
Are you nervous at all? Well, I mean, all these fans up here are nervous to see how the finish turns out. What about you?
Why would I be nervous? I got the greatest car and the greatest driver.
There's a good answer. Good luck.
That's I love the confidence, Darian.
Jimmie Johnson drives for Hendrick
Motorsports. I wish Darian Grubb was still.
Motorsports and Rick Hendrick have won 5 Daytona
I wish.
500s with Jeff
Imagine if
Jeff Gordon has 3. Darrell Waltrip has
imagine
1.
if Darian Grubb was still a crew chief.
In 1989.
Oh,
it came
looks like we're going
17
another
years
lap.
ago today on February 19th.
Looks like we're going an extra lap.
Don't forget, NBC's coverage of the Winter
Under
Olympics
caution.
continues at 7 o'clock Eastern and Pacific tonight. Big night of all the coverage right here on NBC. Lights on the pace car go out.
Now the pace car. Now the pace
NASCAR will
car
make one attempt
go out.
to finish this race under the green flag. Next time by, the field will get the green flag. They'll make one lap, then get the white flag, indicating there's one lap remaining in the race. Then they'll come around and get the checkers. If the caution comes out during this period, the race is over. NASCAR will use 18 scoring loops around the track and video replays to determine the final order. If the caution comes out, the field is frozen.
Apparently this was one attempt.
7.5 miles.
Somebody gonna run out?
Okay.
I know it's about a gallon and a half of fuel extra.
It could be. Especially that, those stops. You're just trying to put as much fuel in as you need.
3 hours, yeah.
For track position. So.
Yeah, it's been a long night here, but it's up. But it's all been worth it, man.
There's some guys worried about it.
I would think so.
Judging by
you're sitting in this situation right now. I mean,
everybody that's
Jimmie
tuned
Johnson's
in right now.
Man, I can't screw this.
Really glad you guys are enjoying
this.
this.
Restart up. Then you've got guys like Newman and Casey Mears and Elliott Sadler, Earnhardt Jr. They've got to make the best restart that they've ever made because they're out of time. They have got to make it. They've got to pull out and make passes.
Earnhardt Jr. maybe telling Elliott Sadler, I'll push you up there, buddy.
That could be a signal that.
But you'll see a lot of mirror driving right now, especially on that 48 car. He's going to be looking at the back of that car as much as the front. He has to. Because if they get beside him, it's over for him.
This race starts the season. You win it, it makes your season. The Daytona 500. Jimmie Johnson looking for his first win.
Here we come, boys. One attempt at a green, white, checkered finish.
Checkered, watch the 48. You know what he did at halfway. So.
Has never won the Daytona 500. Earnhardt in 5th has.
Here
he
we
wants
come.
it just as badly as those 4.
Here we come. Green flag is out. 2 laps. Right around here.
It's like Elliott Sadler, 38 and junior.
Right around here, I start losing it.
Yeah, we saw that the last time, BP. So they're out of time. Hopefully it'll work for them this time. It looks
Three cars breaking away.
Than the last restart, and they've got a lot more cars lined up behind them than the front 3.
The rookie Clint Boyer.
Sadler though, Junior, they're gonna get a run coming.
They're going to catch the front 3.
Put Boyer as well up here.
They've got a big run, especially Elliott Sadler. If he times this right, he can make a pass.
Everybody's lined up.
But they're lined up.
That run faded away.
Off of turn 4.
Coming to the white flag.
This time the white flag. 1 lap to go at Daytona.
Dale Jr. gonna make the move outside.
But he's going to the outside.
Got to. It's a Daytona 500.
He's got to try, at least try to win.
There's not that many cars that.
Sides of Johnson, nowhere to go. Stays in line.
There's not that many cars though up top to help Junior.
Behind him, side by side.
Casey Mears runs third.
Junior's losing positions as he tries to get on the outside. Tony Stewart
Here
is
comes
moving
the, here comes
sixth.
Here goes
here
Ryan
goes Newman trying the outside.
Which way will Mears go? Hose this 12 car Brian Newman.
Jimmy's got this.
That's exactly.
Oh, there's a crash in the back.
Crash behind him. The
Caution's
out, the race is over.
That's it.
Jimmie Johnson has won the Daytona 500.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Car owner watching here at the track and his crew chief watching at home.
The first race I watch, and it's a Jimmie Johnson win. It doesn't get any better than that. It doesn't get any better than that, man. It's gonna suck though. It's gonna suck though, Jimmy, that you can't race tomorrow, bro. We're gonna miss you on track, man. I hope Justin Allgaier makes you proud tomorrow.
He said, it's my first opportunity to win.
And guess what?
He made the most of it.
Because of the
This is
caution
good.
coming out,
Fun race.
being frozen, NASCAR will have to use...
Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable.
NASCAR will use computer scoring and video replays to determine the final finishing order. To Alan Bestwick.
First a word with the team owner, Rick Hendrick. Rick, congratulations, another Daytona 500 win.
I'm out of breath. I'll tell you, this race is unbelievable, and it's just a race everybody wants to win. This team's had a tough couple of weeks, and it is
also his first 2 wins without Chad.
We're just going to
only
celebrate
win
this
with
one.
Chad.
Wish Chad was here.
Yeah.
Very proud of the guy.
And I believe the crew chief just ran off to greet the car, spinning through the grass.
This is incredible shit, man.
Chevy congratulates Jimmie Johnson and the 48 Monte Carlo SS on another great Team Chevy victory. 25 of the last 34 NASCAR Manufacturers Championships and counting. Chevy an American Revolution. There was a crash on the last lap.
Something to behold, man.
I think he wants the flag.
This was
I think he's
awesome.
going to climb the fence, but...
And he has it.
Alan Bestwick.
Congratulations, you've won the Daytona 500 as a crew chief.
I don't even know what to say right now. I have no idea what to say. I mean, I just got to thank Chad Canales for building this
You
team
love that
the way
auto,
he
man.
built it, Mr. Hendrick, and everybody for giving me the opportunity, and just all the tools that they put in place. This is just a super easy day, but we won the Daytona 500.
Kind of a story you can tell your grandkids someday, huh?
I'll tell everybody this for the rest of my life.
Congratulations.
Still can't believe this is the first race I ever watched, and it was a Jimmie Johnson win. He doesn't get any better than that, man.
Came out.
There's Biffle in the 16 car. He just goes up high, and the car just gets loose.
Up.
And around he goes all by himself.
Oh, yep. Oh, Greg Biffle.
Back up the track.
I tell you, everybody today has done a great job.
Again, nobody hits him. That's incredible car control.
Jamie McMurray, the driver of the 26, was treated and released from the infield care center, and he apologized for the contact that took Kurt Busch out of the race. That's the backstretch. Yes, sorry, BP.
And they put those grandstands at the right place today, didn't it? See all the action?
Matt.
Well, Newman just got a high five from his father. Your dad's in tears over this second place finish. You didn't need the green-white checker, did you?
Well, yes and no. I mean, I think I've been the
Look
same
at-
either
look
way.
at Newman,
We used to sit
man.
up there, Dad and I used to sit up there in my grandparents' old seats. So it's special to get a good shot at winning this race. But got to thank Altel Mobile, Dodge, Sony, everybody that's
been a part of Penske Racing in the past to get us where we were. Unfortunately, Casey didn't decide to follow through with us. He gave me a good shove to get me out of the way, but didn't choose to go with us. But we'll just have to see what happens. So it was a great run for us, good way to start the season. You know, the best way we've started the season here before ever.
Ryan Newman finishes second at Daytona. Dave?
With Matt Kenseth now finishing outside the top 10, we think, based on unofficial guesstimates here.
What a
All right,
day
let's talk
he
about
had.
contact out there today. You were involved in some and were penalized. Was the rule applied correctly today, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, Tony took me out intentionally. There's just no two ways about that. He was mad because earlier in the race when I passed him,
Straight up, man.
I didn't think I did anything wrong. I thought I left him plenty of room. The same way he raced, I actually learned that from him racing here close to people. So, you know, he wrecked me intentionally, got put to the end of the longest line, which I didn't think is too big a penalty in a drafting track. So, that's just the way it is. I mean, Mike Helton, I thought, did a great job this week explaining at the drivers' meeting. You know, it was about aggressive.
Yeah,
driving,
Gator,
not
you
necessarily
just
about
missed the
drafting,
finish. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
just really
dude.
disappointed. You know, Tony went on and said all that stuff earlier in the week, and then.
But I'm sure you know what
people's
happened,
lives
so
and
I'm sure
everything,
you've
he's gonna wreck you on
gone through
purpose
your
Saturday night.
archives and all that.
I wasn't too happy with that, but we'll just go on and try to do a good job next week and be happy where we finished and go into California and start over.
Teammate Mark Martin is leaning in here. Mark, did you have anything to add, Mark? Or Mark, did you have anything to add to what he was saying as far as the rule applied today?
No.
Okay. It sounds like it was a rough day out there, Marty.
Well, Dave, Tony Stewart rallied for an 8th place finish. Matt said he felt like your contact was very much intentional. What's your take on that?
Yeah, Matt always thinks that. I mean, I guess Matt didn't think anything when he got me sideways over in 2 either. So, you know, he should have thought about that first. I mean, he got back what he started in the first place. So, and I got penalized for it. I mean, they didn't penalize him when he turned me sideways over there. So, you know, he should have been smart enough to know not to be tucking down on guys' doors in the first 20 laps of a 200-lap race at Daytona. So, I mean, he has no room to complain. He started the whole thing, and I finished it.
How were you able to come back through the field, though, and with basically a damaged race car and finish 8th?
Cousin was at this race with his dad. He brought me back to the
just
program.
A good pit crew. I mean, they did a great job in the pits. Did a great job fixing it, and you know, we just kept digging, trying to find the right holes. So, you know, we got ourselves in a position there at the end. We couldn't race for the win, but you know, to get a top 5 out, that's pretty awesome.
Strong rally for Tony Stewart. Matt.
Unofficially third. You had a Rolex from winning the Rolex.
Dude, what a day! What a day for Casey
Mears, man. A lot of deal making near the end there, Casey.
Yeah, it's so hard at the end. I mean, you know,
what a
I
day
kind of
for
waved at
him.
him and, you know, saying, hey, I'm going to go with you. But then, you know, when he pulled out, the 38 had a big run on me, and I had to stay at the bottom or else I was going to get freight train. So it's tough in these places. You just got to take what works best for you there at the end. But couldn't be happier. Congratulations.
Closing
to Jimmie
in on
Johnson,
the
great friend of mine,
end of this
I couldn't
feed
be
here.
happier to be a part of the Texaco Haviland team this year. It's been a lot of fun so far. Everywhere we go and everything we do it's getting better and better all the time. So I'm looking forward to next race.
What a way to start out the season for Casey Mears, unofficially third. Dave?
And Matt Dale Earnhardt Jr. has looked over the scoring pylon there and decided that you are officially where?
6th place.
Okay, he bets it's going to be 6th place. But overall today, you ran strong and ran hard in that 8 car.
Yeah, we fought a push a whole time we've been down here, and even on that last lap when I went to the outside of the 38, got a real big push center off of 2 and had to back up and ruined Casey Kane's run that he had, and we were just kind of stuck. And then I don't know what happened on the front straightaway. We passed a bunch of them back days beating on each other or something, but I'm so proud of my team. They give me a good car. DEI, we come down here and ran great. That's all I wanted to do, and I'm real proud of everybody back at the shop and all my guys down here that been working on this car for the last week. It's been a long week, so we're real happy to be able to come out of here. A lot of guys weren't so fortunate, so we're happy with the top 10.
And surely there'll be better finishes for Junior here at Daytona in the future. Alan?
In victory lane at Daytona.
And here he comes. Here he comes. That's what we're talking about, baby. I'll miss these days, bro. I'll miss these days, man.
A hug for the team owner, Rick Hendrick. And a victory kiss from his wife, Chandra.
There's
Yeah,
more
both.
confetti than we need in victory lane.
A little overload, huh? Jimmy, you
Oh my
won
God,
the
look
Daytona
at the
500. Can you
confetti,
tell me
dude.
what that means to you?
Say that a few more times. It hasn't even set in. I am so proud of this race team. Obviously, it's been a tough week for us. I wish Chad Knaus was here. I know he's kicking his TV set in right now. It's so bummed out, but his hard work got this team to where it is. Thank you. These guys up here that are getting rowdy, great pit stops, great race car. Everyone stepped up when we needed to. I have to thank Lowe's, all their employee owners, Hendrick Motorsports for the great race car, my teammates. I can't believe this. Tomorrow morning it'll finally soak in, I bet.
You didn't lead for a long time in this race. Were you wondering if you could get the lead?
Yeah, I could. I just, you know, I've been aggressive before. I've made some mistakes. I've caused wrecks. A lot of different things have happened, and tonight I just wanted to sit and ride and take care of things. And, you know, after all the trouble this team's been through and all the criticism, I'm going to dedicate this one to all the haters of the 48 team, because we won, and we're in victory lane at Daytona for the Daytona 500.
Hell yeah!
Came down that forced your crew chief to leave. Did you really believe your chance to win the 500 was hurt? Or
Talk
did you
your
really
shit, man. Talk your shit, bro.
I did. Deep down inside my heart, I believe that this team could still win it. There's no doubt not having Chad here was going to be a huge, huge handicap for this race team. But everybody stepped up and overcame it. Darian Grubb stepped in, filled in as crew chief. First time as crew chief for the Cup level, wins his first race. Everybody stepped up. So I'm just so proud of this Lowe's team.
The last couple of laps, the green-white checker, Ryan Newman behind you trying to get a run on you. Tell me what was going through your mind, what you were doing on the track.
I knew that I needed to get a good clean start. I got up through the gears and got going. And this Monte Carlo was on rails after that. And I knew Ryan was going to try to get a run on me. And when he went to the top, I stayed committed to the bottom. And one of my, not high school friends, but one of my friends through the off-road ranks, Casey Mears, was behind me. And I knew at that point I was in good shape. So here we are.
Daytona 500 winner, Jimmie Johnson. You want me to say it again?
Yeah, say it some more, please. We won the Daytona 500!
That's awesome. Oh my god. I'm getting tingles myself right now today.
For Hendrick Motorsports, Jeff Gordon, Jimmie's teammate, won it a year ago. We'll take a break and come back and continue our post-race coverage from Daytona, where Jimmie Johnson has won his first Daytona 500.
And I think honestly on that note right there, I think that is officially gonna do it. Once again, that is the 2006 Daytona 500. That is the 2006 Daytona 500. Once again, that was a lot of fun. Not gonna lie. Very, very, very awesome that we got to take a trip down memory lane today. Really happy, really happy. I decided to come on here tonight, and I know we're going through some pretty rough shit. We're going through some pretty rough stuff right now, especially with you know, Jimmie's still dealing with the whole virus and everything. It's gonna be tough, that, you know, to not see my favorite driver on track for tomorrow's race. So it's gonna suck without a doubt. I'm really hoping that Justin Allgaier is gonna do whatever it takes, is gonna hopefully put that 48 car hopefully towards the front of the field. I'm really intrigued to see what Justin Allgaier can do in that 48 car. It's gonna be an awesome day. Hopefully it's gonna be a good day tomorrow. It's gonna suck that we're not racing, but God had other plans. Honestly, I'm just really hoping Jimmie's gonna come back in next year. You know, hopefully. I mean, this is honestly now going to depend on how many races he misses. If it's going to be a much longer break than we think it's going to be, I'm really hoping that he'll reconsider for 2021. But yeah, if they were racing the Indy road course, Justin probably would win. Yeah, very well could pull off an upset. I don't know what happened to him. In the Xfinity race lane the going, but I'm not sure what happened there. But I'm sure you guys can see my latest reaction on that end. Yeah, which by the way, I uploaded two videos. I uploaded 2 reactions. I uploaded the IndyCar reaction, the Xfinity reaction, and now here I am tonight streaming for y'all. It's July, bro. It's July. We grinding on that content. we grinding. We grinding on this content. We're truly grinding this month, and it's gonna show. We're gonna continue grinding next week because we got NASCAR Heat 5 coming down on the 7th. There's that. I gotta make sure I get my pre-order details right, so I make sure I get the game on the 7th. When that time comes. I did promise you guys a career mode on that end. Did promise you a bunch of stuff. Did promise you a bunch of stuff with NASCAR 5. I'm gonna try and see what I have with my schedule, but mostly with what I have right now, I mostly plan to have like streaming reactions. That's all gonna be happening on the weekend. That's all happening on the weekends. Like gaming videos and like league rate and like the whole like the NASCAR Heat 5 content. That's gonna be probably like a midweek thing. It's probably gonna be a midweek thing. Probably the same thing for diecast reviews as well. I started bringing those back. I do plan to make another diecast review. What I honestly plan to do with diecast reviews is that I don't think I'm gonna upload them every single Wednesday. I'm probably gonna like space them out, like maybe like the first and third Wednesday of the month. That's probably when I'll upload like diecast reviews and whatnot. It's basically gonna be bi-weekly on that end. So obviously there's stuff to work out with scheduling and everything, but I'll make sure to keep you guys informed on my YouTube community page. So make sure you guys keep a tab out on that. But anyway, with that being said, that is going to officially do it for this trip down memory lane tonight. Really awesome that you guys seem to have enjoyed this this nostalgic trip tonight to rewatch my first ever NASCAR race. It was really a lot of fun, and yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe this could be a little bit of a series we have going on, especially that we're closing in on Jimmie on the end of Jimmie's career. But even after that, if you guys want this series to keep going, it'd be awesome. I think it'd be awesome for some pretty good off-season content as well. So even after the season's over, honestly, I think I might consider doing stuff like this during the off season. So there's something to ask on that. There's something on that end as well. So anyway, if you guys did enjoy the live stream, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Join the Blue Jay Revolution today. We're closing in on 2,000 subscribers. I think we very well could hit 2,000 subscribers this month. If not, maybe next month. If not, maybe next month. Who knows? But 2,000 is just right around the corner, and I have a bunch of stuff planned for 2,000 subscribers. I have a bunch of stuff planned for 2,000 subscribers. You're not gonna want to miss it. You're not going to want to miss it. We got a lot of stuff coming up on when we hit 2,000 subscribers. So if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, shout out to Day 500 Champ 15 with the $50 donation earlier. I am going to be turning back on super chats for future streams. So to those who probably were willing to donate, didn't get to. Don't fret. Don't worry. The super chats are coming on. Super chats will be enabled for the next stream. So there's that. There's that. So with that said, yeah, that is gonna do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is a lot. This has been a lot of fun doing this tonight. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next video And remember, guys, always stay humble and kind. Stay tuned tomorrow for race reactions for the Brickyard, for the Brickyard 400. Hope you guys enjoy the race tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Have a good night.